And now, live from the Man Cave, Studio B, deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan. This is a Sunday night conversation about the attempted assassination of the best president in U.S. history, President Donald J. Trump, with Patrick Acton and our ever-present earwig, the real Tim Allen. Yours truly, Scary Larry Parsons. This is My Brain. And now, your host. It's really his brain, not mine. Jeremy Scott Gibbs. Nobody ears were shot off in this production.
There we go.
There we go.
Very good. I remembered the name. Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield.
President Donald Trump can now hang out with Evander Holyfield. They could be ear buddies.
Ear buddies.
Oh, that's right, because he got his ear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The rumor is that Evander got together with Mike Tyson, and they have made gummies shaped in the piece of the ear that's missing, and they're marketing it. So, welcome everybody.
Why does that not surprise me?
It shouldn't surprise you at all. Welcome everybody to the show tonight. We had a guest lined up that did not work out, but we have another event that happened yesterday that is very much on the forefront of everybody's collective mind. So we want to discuss that, do some breakdown tonight, and
yeah, there definitely was a scheduling conflict because the senator just texted me just as I was giving the announcement to tell me he's at the convention.
Oh.
So he accidentally scheduled a show with us.
Okay.
So he just accidentally, some wires got crossed there. So we will reschedule Senator Runstead for the show. On an upcoming Sunday.
Absolutely.
We will get that fixed.
And so in lieu of that, we will sit here, the four of us, and have a lively discussion.
Yes.
Full of memes and all sorts of things. First and foremost,
memes and things.
We did do a lot of prayer last night while we were here. Not a lot of prayer, but enough prayer. Praying for, of course, President Trump, and also praying for the one, it was a gentleman, right?
Yes.
One gentleman who lost his life, and then two other people were injured.
Well, from what I understand, an additional person that was injured has also passed.
Also passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So those are tragic events.
Yeah.
Larry, did you send me the one with President Trump thanking God for? Was it his tweet, or was it you, Patrick? Who said?
I did.
You sent it to me. Was that a tweet?
No.
Or a true social or something?
Yeah, no, whatever I sent you on Messenger. No, I didn't. I didn't send that to you.
All right, send that to me. I got the T-shirt.
He did just send me a message. So I sent a live message to your Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready to play that,
all right.
can.
So very interesting. 1 inch more, and we're talking about the assassination.
Yep.
But Patrick found this one. I believe it was a Truth Social post or something like that. Because that is his site. But President Trump has indicated on there that he believes 100% that God saved his life, and we believe that too. Is that it, Patrick? That one right there?
You putting up a meme?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing it. Is the True Social? That's what I was trying to find. Anyways, so while we're getting that together, after we had to shift gears, we should do a disclaimer or two right now, and then we'll get right into this. If you've not tuned into the show before, this is your first time.
This will be your first offense.
This will be your opportunity to leave if you're prone to being offended by certain things. If you're not prone to being offended and you're a real person without little snowflake feelings. So let's do this.
Disclaimer, trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
This is my brain. Notice this podcast is raw and unfiltered and completely politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas. Well, in the season. I mean, not in the middle of the year. That would be
not right
weird.
now. But maybe,
putting Christ in Christmas where it belongs. He belongs. And the Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part we like to add in one nation under God. We thank our troops for their service. Those present. Thank you, Larry. For your service.
Is it that one, Northmore?
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for being Americans worth serving for.
Amen. And we, as
Exactly.
adults, we recognize two genders, only two, and we enjoy adult beverages. We cuss like sailors, but we don't curse or swear. Those are three different things. If you're confused about that, look them up. We love Jesus, our Savior, but hate the religion and religious hypocrisises, hypocrites, posers, actors, two-faced falsifiers.
Yeah.
If any of this offends you, this is the forum you are spending time in, and be offended at your own peril, or leave.
Or
Those are
leave.
your options.
Bounce.
Bounce! Don't hit the door. Hit you where to go, Lord. Split you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're a little hot on that camera, I think. Lighting.
The lighting.
Just that camera's picking up.
Oh, it is picking up. Yeah, quite a bit.
The other ones are fine.
And of course, there's a fly in the studio, which annoys the hell out of me. Watch this. While Tim messes with that, I see where he just landed. I'm going to sneak over here by Larry. That's what we do on the show. Chase flies. I just can't stand them because, look, it just comes after me
Yeah, it comes right back to you.
like a freaking... Patrick's showing me the picture of the empty chair.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. No,
Because they'll dive bomb you, they'll come after you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Crazy. Let's do this. I can hear myself over there.
I shut it off.
All right, Tim, let's finish up these. Got it?
Oh.
Okay. Patrick, if you would please.
I would challenge you to a battle of wits, but I can clearly see that you are unarmed.
Very nice, sir. And Larry.
Oh, a new one.
Yeah, you've never done this one before.
Yeah, I like it. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, period.
When's
That's
that
the
expire?
Second Amendment.
When's that expire, Larry?
Well, never.
Never?
It was issued on 12/15/1791,
Mm,
and Donald Trump says that even though a Democrat shot him,
Yeah.
he'll never stop fighting to protect our Second Amendment rights.
amen.
That is our
True president.
true
Yeah.
president. That is the guy
Mm-hmm.
that will be leading the country real soon.
Real soon.
Real soon. Again.
Amen.
And we will be back to being a prosperous country.
A
Yes.
prosperous representative,
yeah.
constitutionally represented republic.
That's right. And probably be a leader in oil production.
Once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll definitely be
Well,
exporting the hell out of it.
My
Sure.
only my only concern
And
is
securing
that
the border.
this is something that may reoccur. And
True.
is it,
But I think there will be such a heightened security now because of this incident.
Yeah.
That it's going to be much more difficult. I mean, we already know that he eats a lot of fast food,
Yeah.
and he has different Secret Service agents go pick it up without anybody knowing, because, you know.
Well, he's made it known. Didn't he have a dinner with dignitaries from
Oh,
around
right,
the
but
world?
they don't pre-plan where they're picking it up from.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They send them out and just
Oh, I see.
hit a random
Yeah.
location, and then they'll order it all there, because then there's no prep time for that. So there's an idea. I will do mine. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man, and brave, and hated and scorned. And when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. Mark Twain. We're looking at President Trump being the man of the hour, who has now quite literally laid down everything he possibly could, except truly giving up his life. But he's in the line of fire.
Yeah.
Um,
Figuratively and physically.
yeah, absolutely. Here we go, gentlemen.
Let me check the button. Hold on 1 second.
Check the button.
Come on, button. All right, we might have to go without it.
Okay.
Never apologize.
I'm waiting for Larry to look up from his phone. Ready?
Yeah.
Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
Are your feelings
Her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Oh, girl, baby, girl.
oh, really, baby? Oh, they cannot take the words.
There's another motion to strike her words again.
Girl,
We're gonna,
I don't
we
think
are gonna
so.
move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Chairman.
apologizing.
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes Ms. Green.
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
Chair
Reserving the right
recognize-
to
No,
object.
let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Come on,
The
guys.
shorter version I need to put in there will start with chair recognizes Ms. Green. For the second time, I will strike my words, but I'm not apologizing.
I will
I'll
not apologize.
I'll start the shorter one there.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. So there was a Truth Social post. I don't know which one of us said it. This is some breaking news coming out of the White House. President,
You fell up the stairs again?
Well, the former former vice president is now concerned that somebody shot his vice president. You know?
Yes.
He said he picked Vice President Trump because, you know, he thinks she'll do a good job. So I mean, clearly there's cognitive clarity there.
He actually said that?
He said,
Yeah,
I
that was
wouldn't
his-
have picked Vice President Trump if I wouldn't have known she would have done a good job as president. Talking about
Yeah,
Kamala Harris calling her Vice President Trump.
Yes.
Said that in his press
Yeah,
conference 2
exactly.
days ago.
You know, I mean, full cognitive ability doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's all there.
He's all there.
Any excerpts of his speech today at noon?
I did not even listen to it. Larry, did you listen to it?
No.
Oh, really? Captain Redbeard there.
Yeah, I saw that. I was about to do it and try it. And
All right, let's try it. Let's try it. And I will keep pulling up memes. Oh, this is a good one. Do we have are the buttons working?
For which?
Do we have the Reagan? Balloon
I
pop?
I started to clear them out. Oh man, I started to clear them out earlier, and
We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
yeah, you missed.
You missed.
Yeah, balloon popped in the National Republican Convention that year, and after it had already been shot at the once.
Yeah.
Exactly. Quick wit.
Yep. So in line with that, let's go over the standings here. You know what? I'm going to do this. We're just having fun tonight, talking about a very serious matter. Little gallows humor, but all seriousness. We're going to do this one right here. Let's see what it says. Oh, I love that video. There's some of the stuff that I save that's for me, and some of the stuff that I save for the show. Yeah, we're coming back to that one. That one's going to be hilarious.
Biden versus
Uh,
Harris.
I was trying to find the one. It was a breakdown list of assassinations.
What's that?
I don't know. That just popped in my ear too. I don't know who's somebody's pack. Maybe it's Larry's pack. It's probably Larry messing everything up. Oh,
It's always Larry.
there it went.
What is it?
I don't know what it is. Weird. I don't know if anybody else can hear it out there. Just annoys us.
Yeah. It was lapel 3.
Was it?
Oh, stop now. All right.
It was 3. That's me.
Yeah, that was you.
Is it back on? Is it good?
Sounds like it. I mean,
Okay.
other than it's Larry's voice, but yeah, it's good other than that.
Rob Schneider's kind of worked up about this. Hey, liberal hate monger media, say it. It was an assassination. It was an assassination attempt. It was an assassination attempt. It was an assassination attempt. It was an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
How many times did he say that? Say it. It was an assassination attempt. Some person died. Some human being perished. It was an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
I like Rob Schneider more and more. I always thought he was funny, but the more he comes out politically astute, and he came out first for dealing with the jab stuff. He was phenomenal on that.
He was the you can do it guy for
Yeah.
all of Gilmore's stuff.
You can do it. There. Back to that. Look at the bottom. There's Rob right there. This is what happens when you call someone Hitler for 8 years.
Yep.
Right there.
It's little, but that in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. I still haven't figured out how to pull all those things up there.
Zoom in.
Yeah, the correct way. So I was trying to find one that I had in here for the, but it was basically the assassins for the last presidential attempts or attempted assassinations and presidential assassinations.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that Google search was supposed to pull up.
Yep.
I'm not sure what it was referring to.
From Cat Turd. If you guys ever never listened to Cat Turd and them from the Litter Box, they're pretty good. A little bit. I don't go out of my way to listen to them when they pop up, though. They're good. They got good commentary. But the dangerous, violent rhetoric against Trump comes from, and here's the list: The View, Morning Joe, Liz Cheney.
Oh yeah.
Matt Kinzinger.
Even
The
Liz
Democrat Party. Adam. Like Saddam. Is your mic still off? Or do we,
even Liz Cheney changed her tone today.
Is that better?
Adam, that's better.
Adam Kinzinger.
A dumb Kinzinger. The Democrat Party. Joe
Biden, the guy that said they need to put a target on Trump's back.
Yeah, a bullseye.
That
guy. But he deleted that, so it's all good now.
Oh, nobody saw it.
Nasty Pelosi, the Corrupt News Network, MSNBC. What's the correct acronym for that?
Oh, MSNBC?
Misleading.
MSLSD?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner, fat idiot.
Meathead.
Stephen King.
Really?
Retard. Oh, dude, he's been railing for quite a while. I have no respect for that guy. Mark Hamill, quite the disappointment. He's only pissed off because they fucked up Star Wars, so he's got to figure out something to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Right.
Rachel Madcow?
Yes, which I still have a theory that Rachel Maddow is Stephen Colbert, and they just changed wigs.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Adam's apple's a
I
dead
think you
giveaway.
got something there.
On her, yeah, it's a pretty big Adam apple on her.
On them.
On them, they. George Clooney.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
George Clooney?
Wow.
The Lincoln Project, which goes against everything that Lincoln stood for.
Right.
Well, this was made before Clooney's Obama directed Biden threat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro.
De Niro?
Yeah.
De Niro.
I would punch him in the face.
Yeah.
That's De Niro.
No,
Yeah.
that's not violence.
That's not violent. No.
No.
If you see those people, you go up and you make a scene and you tell them they're not welcome here.
Yeah, you get up in their face.
You get in their
It's
face.
libtards like you that
Oh.
are screwing up our country.
Wasn't that Barbara Boxer?
No,
That
that
who
was
said that?
that was Maxine.
Oh, Maxine Waterhead.
Waters,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maxine Waterhead. Yeah.
Many others. This has to stop. They're out of control. They are out of control.
Her wig. I was watching her on the news just the other day, and she's talking, and she looks like she's about 130 years old, and her wig is moving around, so she's grabbing it and moving it and positioning it through the whole interview.
Oh, gee.
Right.
And she had like eyelashes that were like 13 feet long. Surprised he didn't smack the camera every time she blinked.
Crazy. This is some crazy stuff, guys. All right, let's do this. Where were you guys when you heard? I know where he was. Where were you? Tell the audience. They don't. We talked during dinner.
Yeah.
Where were you when you heard, and what was the reaction in the room?
Houghton Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a wedding. A friend of mine's son got married.
Okay.
And we were on the dance floor. And all of a sudden,
because you like
people
nightlife, you like
on the dance floor, yeah. All of a sudden, a lot of people were looking at their phones. I'm on the dance floor looking around, and I look over, and people are looking at their phones on the dance floor. And then I look at all the tables, and there's everybody on their phones. And then my phone's in my pocket, and it's going beep, 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 beep.
Right, because everybody's blowing you up.
Because everybody's blowing me up. So I pick it up and look, and holy crap, Trump's been shot.
Yeah. Yep. What was the reaction in the room?
Well,
I mean, you said everybody went to their phones,
was, yeah,
but
everybody was
the,
appalled. You know, everybody. But the funny thing was, everybody was appalled. Not a single person told me they were surprised.
Oh, of course, no.
Yeah, nobody used the word surprised, and I found that interesting. And I actually talked to probably a couple dozen people, and not one person said they were surprised by it. A ton of them were disgusted, appalled, and just tired of the political atmosphere that Democrats have created in this country.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is a result of years of grooming, years of propaganda and prep of the American people, the fake news, the lies, the fake impeachment scams, fake investigations. You have.
It's because you're a right-wing extremist, Larry. It's not fake.
Oh no,
it's not fake.
No, it's not.
These people they're just doing the best that they can to.
It's not fake. All those investigations, they couldn't find anything. But
I mean, the Russian dossier was not paid for by the Clinton. Wait, they got fined for $6 million for using that money. I'm trying to connect the dots here. But let's on that talking about the grooming.
Yes.
Which is something they like to do on the left.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
Yeah, we'd like to punch you,
in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing
These are
up
some of the
White
most
House.
disgusting fucking
A
people.
Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600
You need another drink,
Pennsylvania
honey,
Avenue.
because you're speaking slightly
Election
too
Day
quick.
in November, and they're not going to
See,
stop
now you
after
never see.
Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yep. And that's what you get with Democrats. That's what you get.
And I'm not seeing any of that on the Republican
Oh, what
side.
do you mean?
Even after this, we're not.
Don't you remember the summer of love? Democrats were all peaceful and gathering nicely and singing Kumbaya
How many?
in over 600 cities.
It was like $2 billion
in damage.
In damage.
Oh, that's just right wing propaganda. That's not true.
I don't know why.
I
I don't know why they're not more upset by that, because that's $2 billion that could have been sent to Ukraine instead of destroying our own cities. I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do now?
No, they don't. They
We're
don't.
gonna
See, here's the problem with our Democrat friends. And I use the term friends loosely.
Yeah.
They hate Donald Trump more than they love the United States of America.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't give two shits what happens to this country.
No. Not when they open up the border and let just anybody pour in.
No, they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
The same, or the flood the elections with ballots at 3:00 in the morning. No.
You know, my whole channel was taken down for talking about that, but now it's once again we're allowed to talk about it on YouTube. But my whole channel
How many
was taken.
times has Benson been overthrown by the courts now? Is it 7?
You're the one keeping the tally. You tell
7?
us, Larry.
I think we're up to 7 now. 7 court cases against Benson for breaking the law, which, by the way, breaking the law is voter fraud. Breaking the law is a crime.
Yeah.
Right? Breaking the law is cheating.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? It's the definition of what cheating is. And not verifying signatures on ballots is cheating. It's
Well, there's
dangerous.
A lot more than just that going on.
Oh, sure. That's way more. A friend of mine sent a Freedom of Information Act request to Wayne County and asked for that document that the 2 Republicans and the 2 Democrats signed
Mm-hmm.
to certify the election. And I have a copy of it.
Huh.
And there's only 2 signatures on it.
What?
There has to be 3. But generally, there's 4. If you look at 2018 or 2016, there's 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans that signed it. But if you look at 2020, only 2 Democrats signed it. The Republicans refused, which, by the way, both of them were friends of mine.
But Larry, we already know that you're a conspiracy theorist, so we have to dismiss everything that you just said.
Yeah, right. Well, they were just kidding
I'm just
when
saying,
they wrote that law.
We're just going to have it stricken from the record.
You don't need to follow that one.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
We're just going to have it
Yeah.
We're going to strike that from the record.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your new man cave sign there in the
Oh.
studio. Look at that.
Look at that. Is it? Do we capture it? Oh, it's just right there on the edge.
Yeah.
That's from Larry. A gift from Larry.
Yeah.
He thought, going to a wedding.
Yeah, I picked that up at a shop in Houghton Lake.
Yeah.
We just walked in. It was a little gift shop. And I actually ended up buying 4 of those saucer signs. They had one that was United States Army. They had one that was a flag, and they had one that is craft beer. So, but that one, I had to buy that and donate it to the man cave.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Goes well right
Who's
there.
what's it say on the bottom?
My cave, my rules.
Hmm.
I think I've echoed that sentiment, and that does echo my sentiment as well. That it's kind of my cave. And do you guys realize this? That if the Democrats would stop shooting people, gun violence would drop by about 90%.
Oh,
You can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, wait a minute. Democrats shoot people?
Not very well, apparently, but yes.
John
they attend,
Wilkes Booth?
Democrat.
Lee Harvey Oswald?
At least a communist, but I don't believe it was Lee Harvey. I believe it was LBJ shot his own. He was behind the read the book Roger Stone wrote. LBJ talking about or how he.
Well, that wouldn't.
Either way,
me. Yeah.
You had the
Either
vice
way,
president
it's a
trying to
Democrat.
assassinate the you know.
Either way, it's a Democrat. So.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, wait a minute. Somebody shot Reagan.
John Hinckley, another MK Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But now this guy that donates to left-wing extremist groups?
Probably not even true. Probably not even true, Larry. That's probably fake news, and you know it, and you shouldn't repeat it. I don't know if I want to show that, but we do have the headshot of the shooter.
The what?
We do have the shot. You guys can look it up. I don't want to.
Is that real?
That is the real shot.
Whoa.
It's from O'Keefe Media Group.
Well, if you want to post it, let me tell you how to do it. You say, okay, we're going to post this image in the count of 10. So look away from the screen.
I think people can figure it out.
Don't want to see it.
You know what people want to see?
You can look away from the screen for 4 seconds.
They want to see this guy right here. Let's do this.
Yeah. Now that's definitely something to watch.
We're gonna back it up. I'm gonna open it up, bag it up, and open it up. This is what they want to see right here.
Yeah.
This is the true president.
Look at him.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Did everybody catch that? Watch him.
Wait.
Do you guys get, I mean, we get it here, but that right there, President Trump not only says what he says, but he stands up and has the wherewithal to look or to tell his Secret Service, no, you're going to wait a minute while I address everybody that's here.
Yeah.
That blows me away.
Yeah. Well, he's the commander.
He's a true commander in chief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I just love it. I love it. True president, true patriot, true man of God. I don't know if anybody saw
that guy just above it, the red-headed guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that saw the guy on the roof before it happened.
Yes.
Him.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yep. This guy right here.
Sorry, I pulled up Larry's Facebook page.
Yeah, that's a great one. I got that one in here. But this guy right here, talking to the BBC guy, eyewitness tells the BBC that he informed police, Secret Service of a suspect on the roof with a rifle, and he was ignored.
Mm. That was the orange hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Orange hair.
The orange hair hat.
Red mega hat.
Yeah,
is that his real hair?
No, that hair is attached to the hat.
Attached to the hat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So he might be bald underneath.
I almost bought that hat from the Trump Unity Bridge the other day.
Yeah.
Because he had a couple of them.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned him. I was going to shout out that Unity Bridge guy. I have his card, and he has a website.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I promised. I got $10 off one of his T-shirts. I told him we were going to mention him.
Well, shout him out. Shout it. Shout it. Shout it out loud.
Well, you got to admit, the hair and the hat almost matches his beard real well. So,
It does. Yeah.
Kinda...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. I had another one pulled up here. Let's see which one that is. Oh, this is speaking of the strength of President Trump versus somebody else. just want you to see that some people struggle with. Some people face different obstacles in life, and we can't be overly critical about those obstacles and how they. Well, maybe we can. Maybe we can be critical about. So some people face certain obstacles, like Trump and bullets. Came out victorious. Biden and stairs, not so victorious, not so successful.
He
there.
falls up the stairs.
Yeah, he falls upstairs. And we've all had our moments of falling upstairs.
Yeah.
But
bullet 0. Trump 1, bullet 0. Biden 0, stairs 3.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's. I mean,
what is going on with our logo?
I just changed it.
Maybe the tides are turning, Jeremy.
For what?
Well, let me see. Jeremy Gibbs, I'm sending you.
Oh, you sending me something on the linkage?
Yes.
While you're doing that,
Yeah.
Here is. For those of you who want to pause the screen and grab a shot of that, you're going to say, I'll move it away from the ring light. Here's the QR code on this guy's card. His name is Rob Cortis. We would pause that and grab the QR code.
Okay.
But anyway, he was the one that has done this Unity Bridge. I don't know if the webcam's going to allow me to do this with the glare, but his vehicle has got this big, see the word 2020 Unity. He's got a big trailer behind it, and then he has this huge trailer he tows around playing loud music and obnoxious things. But I'll pull up the website off of this card as well. And go back to cool.
Earlier, Captain Redbeard said, "Look up what the 47th president."
Yeah. What was that about?
And then John Bovee said that there's already a page dedicated to Biden being elected the 47th president. They've already got a page set up that is live currently at us.gov or something like that.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. This is actually what comes up.
Mr. Coffee's in the chat.
From the White House. Yeah, the White House webpage.
Yep, there you are.
Yeah.
So Mr. Coffee chiming in there. Always good to have Mr. Coffee. We'd have had you here tonight, Coffee, but we were expecting a guest. So
yeah, the Google search. He said Google search it for 47th president, and the first result that comes up right here. Underneath.
Biden.
47th, Joe Biden president.
Go ahead.
From the White House.
Hey, man. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Coffee says start the carving on Rushmore. We got to add that fifth head,
right.
Trump's head, but it'll have that little ear, the fall on the ear now.
Got a piercing up there now.
How would they get the hair to go properly? On Mount that just I don't know how they would do that on Mount Rushmore because you'd have to have that really just.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they grow trees or something.
They grow trees that that turn orange.
What are we doing over there? I'm seeing default apps over top of the.
Oh, what? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's on the screen.
Oh, darn it! Get over here, bugger.
Coffee is not demoted. John Bovee, quit doing that.
So to finish this shout out, here's the Trump Unity Bridge website, which is the gentleman that has traveled the entire country promoting unity with his Trump. He has a shop here. I picked up a shirt the other day that said, "I will vote for the felon."
Yeah.
I picked up that shirt. So he's got a bunch of products he brings to events of different Trump supporting things. He says he has so many different products, though it's not all on the website. So you probably find
he's got a ton of stuff.
Ton of stuff. So, and of course, he admits you can't, some of these kinds of things you can't get them made in the United States either, and he admits it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
there's tons of stuff.
I know a ton of shows that we watch that they literally can't get things made here. It's amazing. Something that was made here, however, made in America and wants to make America great again, is President Donald Trump. And he was impeached.
Yep.
Arrested.
Yep.
Convicted.
Yep.
And now shot.
And still standing.
Yep. There he is. With the beautiful flag behind him.
Yep.
Did you guys see this? Did you see the let me look this one up, Timmy Switchback.
Yeah.
I want to look up. They did just before this. Let's see how I type that in. Flag at Trump rally. Angel.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I almost grabbed it.
Let's see what the images pull up. So if you guys haven't seen, of course, the propaganda pops all up.
Yeah.
Dude, the thumbnails before I clicked on all showed the correct image.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I click on just images, it gives me a whole bunch of propaganda bullshit. Where is it at? Dude, the image isn't even not even come. You people suck. Whose website is this? I want to call you people out. Oh, it's Microsoft. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the search engine I'm supposed to be using. It's not the one I designated because this isn't even Microsoft browser. This is Brave browser. So somehow they did what they normally do, and when they updated the computer, they changed my settings on me and got rid of my actual search engine because I don't want to use this MSNBC piece of shit propaganda search engine. Yeah, it's literally right there. You see the flag. I don't know if you can find it, Tim.
Trying.
But literally the flag got tangled up in the wind.
Yeah.
And formed a perfect, to me, when I first saw it, I thought it looked more like an eagle to me. But the caption was they were thinking it looked like an angel. Either way, extremely iconic. And this was just before the rally started.
He had angels surrounding him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What was one of those photos?
Protection, absolutely.
Did you send me one of those photos, Larry? Of the angel?
I'm not sure.
I know I had the angel. There was one.
Come on, it should be here.
I saw a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I didn't save everyone, but there was one where. Let me see if I click on this, what I get.
Nope.
Nope. But it was a beautiful image of Trump sitting with Christ standing behind him, and Christ has got his hands on his shoulders.
Oh, I just saw that.
And Trump is reaching up and puts his hand over top of it. The interesting thing, I don't know if anybody else saw this, because I'm not finding that one particular, but there was a prophetic word 3 months ago. Right here. Let me see if this is the quick clip. This is it.
Life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking. People say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming all throughout. And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking. People say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming all throughout. And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw.
Okay, so
how long ago was that? Yeah,
3 months ago. So if you look at it, it says this is wild. A few months ago, this man predicted Donald Trump's assassination attempt in detail. So that's the 30-second clip. This is the full. How long is that one? Well, this is a minute. I'll just play the minute.
Okay.
All throughout America, all throughout, and I saw Trump rising up,
and
then
I
saw
that part, but you get
this on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking. people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when I saw him winning the presidency through great, the Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff. But there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting. And
yeah, powerful.
Wow.
So that's a prophetic word from 3 months ago.
Did you notice? All right, there's some things I noticed.
Okay.
And then I want everybody to pay attention to. I generally don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. Right? I generally don't.
Right?
Which ear did he point at?
He pointed the exact ear.
To the exact ear.
And exact grazing shape.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, and that's you've got to pay attention to true prophetic voices.
You can't ignore that.
You can't ignore that.
That is something you can't ignore. That is as real as it gets right there.
Exactly. And that's what we're talking about that's the real deal. What are you gonna say, Patrick?
What's Alex got to say about it all?
Well, Alex did a special broadcast, and so he popped in. He was at home. And he was letting everybody know that he was gonna do this. He's on for a minute. I didn't want to play the whole thing with Alex, but it's good.
Listen to me very carefully. I have told you for months on air they're going to try to kill Trump. And when they try to kill Trump, they're going to go after everybody else that is his top supporters. And they also will try to kill Biden and blame it on a Trump supporter. That's coming next. Make no mistake, the same deep state that's behind Biden that's trying to make him step down was behind this today. They're now reporting it was an Antifa shooter who's now been killed. How convenient is that the supposed shooter has been killed? Ladies and gentlemen, our republic is in maximum danger right now. I'm about to go live at Infowars.com/show, banned out video, and right here on X. There has been an attempted assassination. The real president of the United States has been shot, and by God's good graces has survived. The bullet only grazed him over the ear and the side of his head. But ladies and gentlemen, the deep state is desperate. They are in trouble. They're going to try to expand wars. They can do power outages. They can do cyber attacks. We're in such a dangerous position. And I've noticed with all the viral videos out there, it's like, oh, he took a bullet for America. He's going to get reelected now. Ladies and gentlemen, the deep state did this. Make no mistake. And that lets you know they're going for broke. Do you fucking understand what I'm telling you? Take this deadly serious, just like war with Russia. They are going to try to kill Trump again. Now that they didn't kill him once, they are completely desperate. And I'm going to tell you again, Biden won't step down. The deep state will probably kill him or try to kill him in the next few days and blame it on a Trump supporter. And we may see massive terror attacks in America that are blamed on Trump supporters. They've been pre-programming it. They've been preparing. I've been telling you, imminent assassination attempt on Trump every damn day. Because that's what a dying, corrupt establishment does when their back is against the wall. We're living in a historical moment right now. We need Americans, people around the world, to pray for President Trump and pray for America, but also politically get out there on X and everywhere else that has some free speech and get the point out that this attempted assassination that actually wounded the president, took a bullet for America, lies at the feet of the deep state and the corporate media that said, kill him, destroy him, he deserves to die, he's a fascist, he's a Nazi. It lays at their feet. Instead, I see conservatives celebrating, hey, he'll win for sure now. It means the globalists are going to go for a broke.
Yep.
It means they know their time is up. So I'm glad Trump survived. I am so happy. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. But ladies and gentlemen, do you think this happened by accident? No. And do you think the system's going to back down now? No. Power outages, cyber attacks, expanded war, China invading Taiwan, stock market crash. It's all on the table, and the deep state's behind it. I'll be covering it live, coming up on X at Real Alex Jones in the next 10 minutes. Join me there and share the link if you want to stop these people dead in their fucking tracks. This is Time to be serious and time to be focused and time to stop being naive and wake up.
Larry, did you count the amount of F-bombs there? Did you keep track of them?
There's about 5.
No, he was not allowed on our show, so it didn't matter.
Oh, so he gets a pass. Gets a pass. Larry gave him a pass. Earlier we started this conversation. Larry got to speak his mind on it. Patrick, where were you when you heard?
I was at Bobcat Bonnie's in Lansing, Michigan, having dinner with a friend of mine, and my phone rings and it's my son. He was quite upset.
Yeah.
Telling me that Trump had been shot.
What was the first? What was your reaction, and then what was the reaction? You're in a restaurant. I'm sure it started going around. Did anybody pull up on TVs? Did they have TVs there? Did that come up on the?
No, actually, it didn't. It was a younger crowd, so they didn't see. When we were sitting outside.
Okay.
But we looked it up. We got on our phones and looked it up immediately. I was shocked.
Yeah.
And then I found myself being quite irate about the whole thing.
Absolutely.
And feeling like,
as any real human being would be.
Yeah. And wondering, I mean, I'm a CPL holder. I've never carried because I really got the CPL because I like to shoot at a range, and that way I can transport my weapon without having to worry about it.
Absolutely.
But I'm at a place now where I'm thinking that maybe I should carry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm well versed in the martial arts, so I know how to take care of myself. So I've always, banked on that.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it from a different perspective now.
I thought you kind of looked like Chuck Norris.
Thanks.
Kind of looks like Chuck Norris.
You think so?
No.
Okay, Ted Nugent. But you didn't see much reaction out of the restaurant themselves, the people there?
I did not. No.
Interesting. Why are you showing me this? Sport for Butler. Oh. Did you send me that?
I'm going to right now.
All right. Well, tell everybody what you're looking up.
This is the GoFundMe account that was authorized by the Trump campaign while he was in the hospital. Donald Trump ordered that they set up this GoFundMe. It has a total of 40.8 thousand donations, totaling $3,056,930 as of right now.
Wow.
That's for the person that was killed?
Yeah, I believe for his family.
So
yeah, for the family of the person that was killed.
For the family, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sending this to you now. It may also include the people that were wounded because the one guy did pass away.
Yeah.
But, and he was a firefighter and he died saving his family. He took a dive when he heard the shots. He took a dive onto his wife and daughter to cover them up. So he didn't.
Greater love than this is no man that he laid down his life.
Right. So he lived his life as a hero, as a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
He died as a hero protecting his family.
Absolutely.
Are you showing something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to do this again.
Yeah. I'm still looking for that angel flag. I can't find it anywhere.
I just want to play the wait. Fight.
Yeah.
Did you notice they cut the mic?
On that feed they did. I have
it on another feed?
I have the original version and
give it to me. I just want to periodically come back to that clip.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that right there is when I first saw it, we didn't have the audio turned up over here.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, actually, they knocked his shoes off when they took him down. So he's like, wait, let me get my shoes. And they got his shoes back on, and then he jumped between them and threw his fist up.
Yeah.
He used to have a saying, and I think it applies to this guy real well.
Yeah.
It goes like this. I've been fried, dyed, laid to the side, turned and burned, screwed and tattooed. But when the dust clears, I'm still standing.
That's
him.
that guy right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is donate to support for Butler, PA victims, plural. So this will benefit everybody, not just the gentleman who was murdered.
Well, his family, because he's no longer with us.
Right.
That is. Why did that come up? I don't know what that is. All right, there it is. Here it is. Boom. $3 million raised since yesterday evening.
Yeah, in less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. I said to it, well, did you finish your observations, Patrick? Okay.
Everybody can access this on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
So just everybody watching, go to my Facebook page. I just posted it if you would like to donate.
Mhm.
I strongly encourage it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were here. We had Christina Like's birthday party here at the Man Cave. I'd say we had a good 30 people, 35 people. And then there was some people that came and went. She was coming from a speaking engagement, so she was running late. But we already had a good representation of people here for the birthday party. And all of a sudden, her dad gets the phone call and gets off the phone and says, President Trump's been shot. And you hear that phraseology, and all of us collectively, we're milling around the bar. I think we'd started eating, didn't we? Did we start eating?
I wasn't here.
So you were bringing food.
Well, when you get done telling what you're doing, I was going to tell what I was doing. Because
you went and, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a story.
So we had the food we're eating, and he says that, and immediately there's shock because the way he said it was, he's been shot. And we automatically go to, JFK or something like that.
Right.
And I quickly, I had music on, and I had the big screen on, but I just had it on music. And I quickly switched over and found, I don't know.
Did you go right to Rumble? Or
No, I didn't go to Rumble first. I went to Fox.
Okay.
I pulled up Fox News just to see, and we watched that for a little while. And I had the volume down, but they were replaying everything, and it was surreal until we realized that he was not mortally wounded in any way. And then as we continued to watch the footage, we were just amazed at what I keep playing. Yeah. That bullet whizzes by his head. I don't know if, according to the prophetic word, whether it popped his eardrum or it actually grazed his ear. The reports that we have is that it grazed his ear. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
But either way, there's blood there, right? And he immediately, when he felt it like that, because that was the first bullet that hit him. And it comes like, I listened to Mike Adams today do a breakdown of the audio, the clean audio, and you hear the bullet strike, then you hear the report of the rifle, because the sound is traveling slower than the bullet. Mm-hmm. So the bullet gets there before the sound gets to you, and so you hear tink pop, tink pop, tink pop, and you hear, and he went over the whole seconds and did algebra and everything like that, and figured out how far away it was, and by the sound frame, he came back within 50 feet of where the guy was. Just by analyzing the sound, we know where he was, but he said even the audio confirms this. And then he went on to break down the other shots that rang out after that, which happened to be the Secret Service putting an end to that person. But once we saw that Trump was okay, we kind of settled down a little bit, and it was amazing. One of our collective community friends, great lady. I was milling around talking with the tables and then running the remote and kind of, everybody's chiming in on things. And I leaned over to her and I said, his campaign donations are going to go up. She goes, I have never given, but I will be giving now.
Yep.
She said, I will be donating to his campaign. And I said, well, I've never just straight up, done a straight donation. but I've bought the hats at the rallies, and I've got my presidential. I've got the book, the Our Journey, that I bought at one of the rallies. You know, it was like $110 for the book. Well, obviously the book doesn't cost that much. It's a campaign donation, but it was quite wild. So, and then Tim got here. Are you giving a recitation as well as a resuscitation? Are you giving a I can't say the fucking word now.
Give us a
See?
Recitation.
Recitation. Give us a recap of where you were and what happened, and then also a shout out.
Well, it was funny because I was tapped. Now that I'm driving, I have a vehicle again after 15 years. I was going to get the food, like 400 pounds of lasagna, pasta, chicken wings, and whatever. So I went and got that, and as soon as I arrived here, somebody complained about not having Di Serrano.
No.
So no. So I was fine. Since I had to move my car anyway to make room for parking, I decided I'd run out to the local place, and on my way driving over there, torrential downpour started. Yeah, that torrential downpour.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
there was nothing,
and
then the heavens opened up.
Yeah, it was like it was the sun was shining too, so it was probably a rainbow to the east, but I wasn't driving that way.
A true honorable rainbow of God's grace and mercy.
So then I get to that place and I go to walk in, and apparently in unloading the food, I had set down my metal wallet that had my cards in it, and I get in there, and the local guys, they know Jeremy, so I said, "Hey, we're having this party over here for representative running for the 50th, and I need to grab a bottle of Diso, and is there such thing as a tab?" And I was talking to the other Tim who works there, and he grabbed. I tried to call him Josh. What's the other guy's name? Not
who?
Josh, not Tim, but the other Justin. At Jonah. Sean. I keep forgetting Sean's name.
Tim and Sean.
Yeah, Sean was in the office and popped out and said, "Oh, Jeremy, I need to grab a bottle." So they let me grab a bottle without my card. So then I come back in the process. It's still pouring down rain. Right. I come back just to drop off the bottle and grab my cards off the counter. They had to be sitting where I set down the salad or something. Right? And I do that. I walk in the door. The food's already here. You guys had already started serving.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in the door, and almost literally, it might have been when they were doing a replay of what just happened, but it was literally just in the moments after the first shot or the shot happened.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, what the heck's going on here? Well, I'm obligated to go right back to the store and pay for your diesel. So I couldn't find my cards, and that was all going on. And then by the way, not the one of after they shot him, but this is the guy on top of the roof.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that's before they took his head off with a round.
Look up there, Patrick, on that one. I forgot to get our confidence monitor
up. Can't really kind of see him.
You can barely see him, and part of the issue, I've heard some good reports. I think that the Secret Service at least dropped the ball. I don't want to go as far to say that there was collusion.
Yeah.
Because people can make mistakes legitimately.
Right.
There was an analysis of by Mike Adams talking about the one Secret Service agent who's got her gun in her hand, and she's standing outside of the limo as they're getting Trump into the SUV, the big, not the limo, but the big SUV.
Right.
And she can't get her gun into her holster, and she turns back and she does something, and then she finally is able to get it in. And no matter how much training you have, some things don't always take an immediate priority. And
sure,
she may have, as she's reaching back, trying to put it in there, then realized maybe I should keep this out until he's fully in the vehicle, and then finally put it in there. But then there are also some DEI hires going on throughout the Secret Service and many other governmental agencies.
Sure. So anyway, I ended up discovering that I went back out to my car, which was still running, and it's still raining. And actually, I set down my cards in the hatchback of my vehicle while picking up the 50-pound food trays. So it was, my cards were with me in my car the whole time. And And
so then
I
you went back
and paid, and I hadn't known if anybody had seen anything. So when I walked back into Jonah's,
I
said, I just yelled it. Say, hey, is anybody watching? They just shot Donald Trump. I walked in the store,
Yeah.
and yep, we got it up on the TV. So
yeah, they had it pulled up in the store.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they did. So
great people over here. If you're local in the area, Jonah's right here in Howell at Michigan and M59. Phenomenal people, phenomenal selection over there. Great group of people.
and
Sean has
tell them you know Jeremy and you're getting stuff for him, and they'll let you walk out the store with the stuff free.
I would not recommend that.
No, I didn't say that.
He says that tell him Jeremy, but Tim and I have went in there so many times and talked to Sean and Tim and a few of the other people. They know us pretty good over there, And in fact, the big bottle of Di Serono, because I get the big bottles if I can.
$60. Yep.
Well,
it's supposed to be 60.
I actually asked Sean several months ago. I'm like, I usually get them from another place, another friend, but it's over in Brighton. And I said, it's hard for me sometimes to travel over there and then come back for a Tuesday night when I'm over there on Wednesdays. Wednesday is my day to be over there playing hockey. Well, I said, would you mind? I'm looking at his selection, and he had the small bottles and he had the regular size bottles. And I said, would you mind purchasing some of the bigger bottles? And I'll definitely be buying them. And he said, absolutely. And so he's had those big bottles stocked in there for me.
Yeah, there's 3 on the shelf.
Yeah. And so, so Tim saying that somebody was whining about it. He walked back in with the food, and I went, and he had 2 bottles of wine that he picked up for himself. And I looked at his wine. I goes, dude, I should have given you some money so you could pick me up a Di Serono. And next thing I know, he's disappeared. And he comes back in with the whole story of they let him walk out with it, but he's got to go back and pay, They're tracking his ass down.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Our next president is dodging lead.
Yeah. There's been a ton of memes on there, but I'm going to get back to chat over here.
But I wanted to finish up actually
go
the Trump Unity Bridge guy.
Yeah.
On the website TrumpUnityBridge.com. I guarantee you, the way he makes merch, he's going to have some of these iconic images available on hats and T-shirts pretty quick. Am I cutting it out?
You were cutting in and out.
That was weird. What was that?
I don't know. I had to check my pack to make sure it wasn't me.
No, it was weird. Yeah, now I'm full again.
Yeah.
Odd. TrumpUnityBridge.com. I had it up here briefly. And
he comes to a lot of events. He's a good guy.
It's that guy that got the big trailer.
Yeah. He shows up at a ton. He's everywhere he can. Yeah.
And he's got a lot of merchandise.
He gets around.
A ton. I remember, what was it, 3 years ago? When Biden came here. It was a Biden.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Trump rally for Biden.
Yeah.
There was like 12 Biden people on the corner of Michigan and 59.
Yeah.
And the whole rest of it was Trump people. And he pulled into one of the local places over there and parked. And a ton of merchandise out there.
If he's updating it, he does do his updating events. But he's probably on Facebook too. Yep. But yeah, you can see him everywhere.
Excellent. Maybe we need to coordinate with him and get some TV merchandise over here.
Yeah.
We could coordinate with him, do some of his merchandise here.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. It's this big trailer with all this stuff. And they've added a ton of stuff. This video is from a little while ago.
Yeah.
I saw he had a van.
Yeah, he's changed it.
I think he's switching things up.
That was the thumbnail.
All right, going back to chat. Sleuth Mama says the Dems are so sick. They are trying to say Trump saying fight, fight, fight is promoting violence. And the reason why this happened is in the first place. It's infuriating how they are twisting this. Absolutely. They're the ones.
That's what they do.
They're the ones of violence who then blame the people who truly understand what force is only use it when they have to. But the people that act like you're being violent to them, again, I said it during dinner when we were downstairs to you guys, but I'll tell everybody in the audience out there. It's Bob Barnes, Robert Barnes, awesome defense attorney, has coined this phrase, and I want to give him credit. It's called, the phrase is confession through projection. Whatever they're saying about their opponent is what they do. So we watched Trump ingratiate people that many Republicans said were not good people, right? He said nice things about Fauci before he finally came to the conclusion that he was a piece of shit. Yeah. He said nice things about a lot of people, and we've seen rallies where he's getting booed for saying nice things about certain people. And he goes, no, now come on now, and because that's his nature, is to say nice things, not about Rosie O'Donnell or Hillary Clinton or Pocahontas or some of these other people, but definitely about people that haven't, straight up shown themselves to be evil, like the aforementioned people that I just said.
Well, even with those folks, he's kind of kidding around with these, he's joking around about it.
And if they could handle the teasing, it would not be as funny.
Right.
But they can't handle it, which is why it makes it that much funnier.
They can't handle the words.
They can't you can't handle the words.
Oh, they can't handle the words.
Does that surprise you?
So, I mean, John Bovey's always trying to stir shit up in the chat and said that he was going to donate to This Is My Brain, to the podcast here, and help support and underwrite what we do. But now says he's going to donate his entire paycheck to Trump. So, and commented on Tim riding dirty. Tim doesn't ride dirty anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, since a driver's license is an unconstitutionally ratified tax, that was one reason I just said, no, I'm just not going to have a driver's license, and then not fighting the, ignorant officers of the court.
Yeah.
Which are basically, glorified DMV employees when they're out there just checking licenses. Stupid.
Coffee's giving you a shout out there, Patrick, in the chat. Giving you a shout out there. There we go. So what's the last thing here? If this doesn't wake people up, waking people up. Yeah. So Sleuth Mama's pointing out, if this doesn't wake people up and bring us together, we're screwed. Time to come together for this country. Absolutely. And I'm gonna show you this one over here. Go. When Tim gets back. I'm going to show you this one's kick ass. There's several of them that I saved in my X feed that are kick ass, but this one is this one's awesome. And I'll play it when Tim gets back. Tim gets back up here. We covered the fist bump. We covered impeached, arrested, convicted, shot, still standing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think this was a Secret Service failure or deep state stand down?
I think it was a failure.
No.
Just a failure.
Just yeah.
An oversight.
A miserable failure.
Yeah. Don't think there was a big grand conspiracy in that.
Well, anything I can't rule that out.
Mm-hmm.
Not the way our government operates. Not the way the Democrats operate.
True. Very true.
So, I mean, if you look who Donald Trump is, right? Trump is loyal to the people.
Absolutely.
All right. He is not loyal to the establishment, or in this case, the deep state.
Right.
Doesn't he? He wants to drain the swamp. He doesn't give two craps about the Washington insiders. As a matter of fact, he'd rather get rid of them all.
And after his first term, understanding the amount of people that he gave the benefit of the doubt, or at least some olive branches to, expecting them to do the right thing and to be.
Never works.
Yeah. Well, he assumed you've been here a long time. You should know how to do your job. You don't have an overt scandal attached to you. So I'm going to think that you're a safe bet. And if I need to remove you, I will. But that turned out to not be the case at all with the vast majority of them. We find out that Bob Barr was blocking investigations. We find out that multiple people within the White House were suppressing things. They were hiding, people like Alex Jones and other conservative news outlets out there, keeping them from Trump when they were trying to get messages to him, about stuff. They were trying to keep, because they wanted him controlled. They were taking directives that he was handing down and totally disregarding them once he left the room. You know, so this is the type of stuff that they're doing, that they've done. And I think he's much wiser now to know that he can't have these assholes in place anymore. It's just not going to work.
I think he really needs to go in and clean house.
Absolutely, 100%.
But how do you find good conservative people to backfill those positions? And actually, government's too big anyway, so we could probably downsize drastically.
Donald Trump doesn't tune into our show, but my advice would be to President Trump: find 2 or 3 people that are impeccable in their opinion, and will push back on you, and put them in that 2 or 3 people that know how to judge or discern other people's characters that you then trust. Put those people in place and give yourself, scripture says that there's wisdom in the multitude of counselors. Get a multitude of counselors, and a multitude doesn't have to be 1,000. Get 3 or 4 good people, 2 or 3 or 4 good people around you that can do that type of work of vetting people and making sure that they're not some deep state covert operative, And I think off the top of my head, General Flynn, Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, let alone Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, but they're not going to come into the administration because they've got their own things going.
The old mayor of New York.
Giuliani, absolutely. You've also got, I think, having Vivek in some high capacity role in the administration would be phenomenal. He's going to be a great sounding board. He's not going to sugarcoat stuff. Yeah. He speaks his mind. There have been people that have criticized him because of a few things. He's involved in the World Economic Forum, or he took money, or there's a lot of people that they entrap by handing them a scholarship to something that they only find out later had strings to it to try and impeach your character.
Yeah.
That's what I believe happened with Vivek, because he's come out and said that, and you're never going to find anybody as squeaky clean as Donald Trump. What's the worst that they've ever been able to say about Donald Trump legitimately?
Oh shit. Well, they've tried.
Well, but I'm saying what's the worst they can say about him legitimately? 2 divorces.
Yeah.
And I've got a friend or two that they're like, well, but he's, had some shady business dealings. Nothing that they can actually prove. Well, he hasn't paid some people. Well, go to New York or New Jersey and try to build something and see if you don't run across a couple shady contractors that you leave with a bill and tell them to go fuck themselves because you're not going to pay their shady extortion money. Yeah. Because they can't find a legitimate person with all of the dirt that they've tried to dig up on this man. They can't find a legitimate disgruntled employee that has worked directly with him. They found some subcontractors, but nobody of any standing that could stand in the light of scrutiny. You want to accuse me of doing something wrong in business? Your record comes up in the mix too. And if your record cannot be more upright than my record that you're trying to impugn, there's nothing there. You can't, okay, I owe you $10 for a job you did, but you owe 15 people several $1,000s. So point a finger at me and say, well, he never paid me that $10. Okay, but you ripped off all these other people, and I'll reach him. If that's what it is, I'll reach in my pocket and give you the 10. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of dynamic with Trump. There's been nothing but people who appreciate and love. The only people that I ever saw that didn't like him were some of these assholes that came off The Apprentice. Right?
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke. I used to have a little bit of respect for him as an actor. But the sad thing about actors is the majority of them are empty shells. Their job, like De Niro, right? What's his job?
He's a fuck.
To entertain people.
His job is to pretend to be somebody he's not.
Yeah.
For a living. That is literally the definition of a hypocrite. Hypocrisy in the Greek is to pretend to be something you're not. And literally in the definition, it says, an actor. So the epitome of a hypocrite. And I'm not saying all actors rise to that. There are some good actors, right? I could start to name off the ones that are some of my favorites that don't have that pretense. But when they get all political, you find the smartest ones. I can start naming off people, right? Mel Gibson, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Keanu Reeves. These people live good, honest lives. And when they get asked about certain things, they respond in kind. What did Morgan Freeman say to Mike Wallace about racism?
He told him to stop talking about it.
Yeah. He goes, what about racism? He goes, stop talking about it. If you stop talking about it and I stop talking about it, he goes, don't refer to me as a black man and I won't refer to you as a white man. I'll refer to you as Mike Wallace and you refer to me as Morgan Freeman.
Right.
Done. Right?
He was asking him about Black History Month, and Morgan Freeman said, well, tell me about White History Month. Can you show me what why don't we just talk about American history? Because Black history is American history.
And this is a black man saying that, but he was pushing it back against this narrative of being divisive, trying to divide us and conquer us. Think about also with Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, they stopped him, some red carpet thing like that, whatever he was doing. And they said, they asked him a question. He goes, listen, if you don't read the news, you're uninformed. But if you do read the news, then you're being deceived.
You're misinformed.
You're misinformed. Yeah. He's like, so what do you have to do? He said, you have to be discerning about what you're doing. That's wisdom there. But then they go to some fucktard like De Niro. He's a dog. He's a punk. He's a pig. He's a this. He's a that.
Mel Gibson turned down a multi-million-dollar contract to do a movie with
De Niro.
Yeah. He said, I won't work with that.
Well, the rumors going around, and it keeps getting posted, Mel Gibson and several other actors, I think Wahlberg's involved and a number of other people, they're forming their own movie company, studio, that's not woke. And you know what? The minute they do that and they put out a movie, it's going to explode. It's going to be huge. And even these woke leftist websites are going to be asking them for permission and the rights to run those movies because they're actually going to sell. It's not going to be Disney destroying every icon that was ever built up, including Star Wars and Indiana Jones. And what the fuck did they just do with the Little Mermaid? Live action Little Mermaid. She's now a black girl and an oppressive. It's like, what the hell are you? Just tell the original story. Stop.
Well, look at Barbie.
They got to ruin everything.
They're gay.
Dude.
Ken's gay or whatever.
Yeah, Ken's always been gay.
Well, what do you expect? He doesn't have a winky.
All right, let's.
He's smooth down there.
He's smooth down there. Let's do this one right here. Let's see. Here we go.
What's up, guys? CJ Pearson here. My 66-year-old grandmother, my 66-year-old black grandmother, who has never voted for a Republican president in her entire life, just told me she's voting for Donald Trump in November. Today was the tipping point for her. She said, and I quote, the Democrats have lost their damn minds. She's absolutely correct. She's absolutely right. Guys, they tried to kill that man today, but inadvertently, what they do not realize is they only made him stronger. What's up, guys? CJ Pearson here.
Yeah.
My
66-year-old black grandmother says,
I can't believe his grandmother's black. I just can't believe it.
Why you got to be a racist, Larry? Just because coffee's not here to put you in check by being a black gay man.
Wow, that's true.
Gay black man, black gay man.
Yeah, our black gay friend didn't show up today.
Didn't show up. Yeah. Now he's gonna go off on me in the chat because you just said that, you ass.
That's why he said it.
I didn't know. Yeah, sure. We didn't know. Let's see. Saw a few interviews. This is Sleuth Mama. Saw a few interviews. People were there, saw him bear crawl up the building with a gun and notified police. Yes, they did. And they didn't act on it for several minutes. Exactly. So that's the question on the table. Do we think it was a Secret Service failure, or do we think it was a deep state standoff? I want to know what he was wearing. He wasn't in tactical because
I showed you. He was in a light colored shirt or a white shirt and tan jeans.
But I'm saying we now see a picture of him standing up, how he was crawling up there, because that would be an interesting dynamic. Because if it's supposed to be all coordinated. Okay. Secret Service comes in. They also have auxiliaries throughout that. The local police, local SWAT teams, all these other dynamics, they're all coordinating together. And the amount of rallies that Trump does is a juggernaut. He's in, there's times when he's doing 2, 3, 4 rallies a day. Yeah. That amount of coordination and the short time frames they have to go in and get set up. There could have been, and I'm not giving them a pass in any way. I lean towards bad elements in the Secret Service, but I'm also looking at the other side and not just going straight conspiratorially on that.
Well,
right?
Yeah. I have a feeling that it may be a combination of both.
Take a look at what happened.
I think that, the Secret Service dropped the ball, but I also think there was some conspiracy.
You could have one Secret Service agent in there, one that kind of takes the lead and kind of shuts people down.
Yeah.
One slightly higher up that kind of shuts it down. You can also have a group of people that are brought together for a special event that are coordinating, and they look, the bystanders or the observers are there going, hey, wait a minute. There's a guy climbing up over here. And it takes them a minute. Do we have a guy going up? Do we have somebody going up? Hey, what's going on? And they're trying to coordinate. Hey, we've got a report of this going up there, or what's going on, or where's it at? What's it at? Yeah. You could have a situation where they're trying to get clarification and communication on a situation. Because remember this, the issue of the true, what do you got?
You wanted me to get the clip of the audio.
Yes.
Hold. When you're ready, on you. Ready? Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Moving to the stairs. Stairs, get ready. We ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. We're clear. We're clear. Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold that in your head. It's bloody. So we got to move to the class. Let me get my shoes. Okay. Watch out. Wait.
Yeah, no. Did you see that? Yeah. So that's interesting. It doesn't take away from the dynamic, because he says, "Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes."
Then he says, "Wait."
He still says,
"He says, wait." And then does the fist bump.
Does a fist bump. Fight.
To show.
Fully cognizant, fully aware of the situation.
That's a shooter up there.
All that.
I think that's the FBI shooting back.
Oh, okay.
Or the Secret Service. I sent it to you.
So typically the Secret Service will not be the ones that are manning the snipers. They will call local. I could be wrong on that, but I do have a buddy that is a sniper here in Livingston County.
That was the image of the shooter. He looks at sneakers and light pants and a gray T-shirt. So it doesn't look like he's wearing tactical gear.
It doesn't look like he's wearing tactical gear.
Looks like he's wearing glasses, has a mustache, has kind of like long hippie hair.
Correct.
I was told by somebody 5 minutes after the thing happened that he was Chinese. He doesn't look Chinese from this view, but
the only photo that I have is of him dead. So
yeah, and he didn't have half a head left. So
yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
Where did you find that at?
Where did I find this image?
That picture.
The picture.
Yeah.
On X right here.
Oh, you found one.
That is not a Chinese person.
No.
That was O'Keefe Media Group. As we know, James O'Keefe. I'll click on it just briefly for you guys. I'll give you a warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is the alleged shooter. We believe it is the shooter, but that is from the O'Keefe Media Group.
Yep.
I won't leave it on there that long. But yeah, that's
white guy.
Yeah, white guy, long hair. We have a prophetic word. There was another one that was awesome. Let me see how long this clip is here. Oh, it's just a minute.
I got break media. I'm transferring.
Okay.
From our buddy Benny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He went over a bunch of stuff. It's a little longer, but when we go to break, I can run it and we can just cut back into it whenever we want.
Is it ready now, or do you need a few minutes?
I'm actually pulling it. I didn't put the bumpers on it, but I can just run. I can run a stinger.
Let's do it because we're already an hour and a half in. We'll probably come back for another 45 minutes. Catch up on chat, see where you guys are at, and do that. How long is this?
I got to download the media. Hold on.
All right, let me play this clip right now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back, commentate for a moment, and then
sure.
Why do you keep jumping? This is what I'm having a problem with. So my trackball keeps jumping.
You
Put it up.
Yeah, turn it up.
Put it up.
You can't
Oh, sorry.
win on merit, so you got to do what? Try and kill the man?
Let me restart it.
Yeah.
Let's pull the audio up a little bit.
Got it.
You left-wing nut jobs.
Left-wing
You
nut.
can't win on merit, so you got to do what? Try and kill the man? Really? It's a good thing y'all don't know how to shoot. Good thing y'all are piss poor at defense, self-defense, offense, all of it. Well, the only thing you proved is this, that you guys are the ones that are prone to violent actions. Every time you lose, violence. But we're the extremists, right? We are the ones that are extremists. That's kind of odd. That's really odd. Last time I checked, when the man you took a shot at today won in 16, y'all burned and rioted. When you don't get your way, you burn and riot.
Yep.
When something happens to one of your felons, you burn and riot.
Yep.
He got indicted 34 times, and we didn't do a single bit of looting, rioting, or burning.
Nope.
This is certainly proof that you guys are the violent ones. And if there's anyone capable of local terroristic acts, it's you people.
You people.
You people.
Amen.
Wait, did that black guy just say you people?
You people.
You people.
You people.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch over.
Hold on.
From Lori Ann.
What do you mean, you people?
You mean you people? What do you mean, you?
You people.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
All right, pull off that. I've got this.
Hold on. I'm doing 5 things. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
this from one of the friends of the show. From one of our friends, our awesome friends of the show. We've got so many awesome people out there. I feel like Trump when I do that. We've got so many awesome people out there. They're wonderful. They're great. You love them. I love them. They're wonderful. They're great people. I was a little high on the voice, but there it is. Cut back to this. There's the angel flag sent to us by one of our awesome people.
Wow, look at that.
See how that? And they say it looks like an angel. I say when I first saw it, I thought it looked like an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think there was angels all around him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But no, you can see the main body. So if you got, the main body, angelic wings. Oh, there's a nice little sun flare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Wow.
Thank you, Lori, for that. You're awesome.
I like that.
That's gorgeous, huh?
That's cool.
I'll make sure I bookmark that and keep that around. I thought I bookmarked it because I saw it earlier. And I have one more clip as we're getting ready for the break. So let me go to, did that open up a new window? Yes, I'll go back to this window. I want you guys to see this guy because this guy cracks me up. This guy right here.
Yeah, I know it's normally armed, but I felt like doing chess. Then all of a sudden,
I'll start him over.
I'm over here minding my damn business, doing chess on a Saturday. Yeah, I know it's normally armed, but I felt like doing chess. Then all of a sudden, Twitter starts blowing up. My text started blowing up. Did you see what happened with Trump? I went back and I watched it. He gets shot in the head. I don't know, BB gun, 22. I don't know what it was. I don't know guns like that, but all I know, he goes down and then he gets right back the fuck up and he pumps his fist before he gets escorted off stage. That is a legend. That is a boss. And that is a big fuck you to anybody trying to take him out. So Donald Trump, this chest day is dedicated to you. Fuck Eminem. I'm over here.
Donald Trump, this chest day is dedicated to you. That guy, I love him. I was like, I was like checking out a whole bunch of different, feeds, and people will post in the comments different things, and it was awesome. So I had to do that one. Let's do one more. I don't want to do a downer because I got some libtard fuck faces in there, and that's a long one, so we'll keep off after that one.
We'll do that after the break.
Yeah.
Are they scraping him off the roof there?
Oh, I got to show you this one.
Hey,
what do you got?
Did that say Tim Harden?
No. Did it? Yes, Tim Harden. Do you know Tim? This is a repost from Tim Harden by Kyle Rittenhouse.
Whoops.
Where did we go?
Wrong button.
Wrong button.
Wrong button.
And Tim Harden said the only thing that stops a murderous leftist. Am I reading that correctly? Murderous leftist.
That's what it looks
Did
like.
I read it correctly?
Yeah,
murderous leftist?
That's about what it is.
A murderous. The only thing that stops a murderous leftist with a gun is a good guy
With a gun.
with a gun.
Right.
There it is.
Somebody that was freaking awesome with a sharpshooter.
Exactly. Kyle Rittenhouse. Why do I know that guy? Why do I know his name? He was the young man being chased by pedophiles through Kenosha. And after he got hit with a skateboard, finally turned around to the one guy that had a gun trained on him, pulled up his AR, and took him out.
Yeah, right. And they went through a lengthy battle.
Horrible trial.
I'm going to fact check you on that. Neither of them had guns. The ones that he shot, neither of them had guns.
Yeah,
the other guy had a gun.
One guy, somebody had a gun somewhere.
Somebody had a gun.
The two guys
but
that
somebody
he
tried
killed?
to clobber him over the head with the
Yeah,
skateboard.
one was trying
You
to hit
don't
with
have
skateboard.
to. Somebody doesn't have to have a gun for you to shoot them.
No, that's all I'm saying. It's just
He can be coming at you with a
neither of
tire
the guy
iron.
that he
Doesn't
shot
matter.
had-
It's a weapon being used as
Yep.
a weapon.
Okay, stand corrected.
Okay. But I was going to ask you. I'm trying to pull up the man cave shot. We've had the man cave, and it just refuses to work. I'm trying to remember what the name of the link was. It's not. Is it the Elgato's? It's not the screen link.
No. It's left GoPro.
Left GoPro.
Channel
You know
1.
what? You shitting me. All right. There's the man cave shot. I'm having to manually. Hey, that fly's been bugging me for the last 10 minutes.
I know.
But take a shower.
Well, it's not
No,
me.
it came over here swooping me the
It has
whole
nothing
time.
to do with that.
It's I'll go back to the top of the chat when John Bovey says that when you randomly pop onto Rumble and dem boys
are live
and chasing
chasing
flies.
Yeah.
Dem boys. I thought he was calling us Dems at one point.
Dem
And I'm
boys.
like, he's like, no, he's being hood.
the
He's being hood.
boys.
Dem boys. Yeah. Shut up.
So, all right, I'm going to play a
Bovey.
stinger and then go to break.
Yeah.
If I get the break media to play. If I can get
This
it
is my brain.
to play.
Check. Oh,
no, cut your own mics.
I just did.
No, you're still on.
The frogs.
Cut your mic.
What's up, guys? It's boy Benny. I don't really care if you're a believer
Cut
or
your
not.
mic.
We all witnessed a miracle live yesterday, and by the end of this video, you are going to believe in miracles. I just put this up on X. We all witnessed a miracle yesterday. Look at that bullet. You know it's true. God had his hand on Trump. God's not done with America yet. What will you do to save America? I'll say it. Christ is king.
As long as you need, Larry.
Look at it.
As long as you need.
Look at that. Wait till you see what I'm about to show you. Perhaps you've seen this image.
I'm having to
of the
resize
bullet
this media.
whizzing by Donald Trump as it blows off his ear, or a big chunk of it. You can see the bullet distorting the air and space next to Trump's head as Donald Trump has his head turned sideways. Oh my. You've perhaps seen some of the iconic images of Donald Trump. This is the second that Donald Trump noticed the blood on his hand as he removed it from the side of his head, hearing his ear getting ripped off, feeling his ear getting ripped off. Donald Trump with the triumphant, defiant fist. They'll carve this face on Mount Rushmore. You know they will. I'll personally carve it on Mount Rushmore. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps you've seen these images. There's something that Donald Trump's chief spokesperson and longest serving aide had to say this morning that shocked me to my very core. It's a man named Dan Scavino. If you know Trump world, you're very familiar with Dan Scavino. He's sort of in charge of Donald Trump's online personality. He's in charge of all of Donald Trump's social media accounts. It's a very big job, and Dan Scavino is a legend. Dan Scavino said something, again, that just shook us this morning. Here's what he says. Thank God last night's rally was one in which President Trump wanted to use and reference the Jumbotron, something that Donald Trump does sometimes, but doesn't do other times, causing him to slightly move his head at the moment the shots were fired. He is grateful for all the prayers, love, and support as we prepare for Wisconsin. Check this out. Trump's sudden head movement rotated his head clockwise, milliseconds away from this heading out effectively the back of his head. Watch this slow motion turn at the very last second as the first shot is fired. First, let's watch it at full speed.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
You've seen this clip, ladies and gentlemen. Now you heard the first shot ring out. You see how quickly this is all happening. Now watch it in super slow motion. You can see President Trump referencing a large Jumbotron that had some economic data on it. Donald Trump turns his head when he hears the shot. The blast takes his ear off in that second. Let's go back. Donald Trump turns his head right there when he gets hit. There he's hit. The turn of the head, the clockwise turn of the head saved Trump's life. In that very instant, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is alive right now because of divine intervention. Check this out. You probably haven't seen this. Flag got tangled today at the Trump rally right before Trump came on. It looks like an angel. This was the flag behind Donald Trump that was tangled. Many online saying it looks like there's an angel literally hovering over the stage at Donald Trump's rally. Everybody online is looking at the schematics here and saying, oh my heavens. This person had an open shot on the president, this monster, this dead monster, left-wing Democrat, had an open shot on President Trump. Eyewitnesses say that they screamed and yelled for the police to do something about it, and nothing happened. The head of Secret Service and leader of the security detail should resign immediately in disgrace, says Elon Musk. But when you look through the actual footage, of course, you see how much advantage evil had in this moment, but God had other plans. Best footage I've seen so far. If you've never seen what divine intervention looks like, this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, the high-def footage of Donald Trump dodging within millimeters death and staring death in the face and staring back. It's having everybody on the internet saying this is divine intervention. Every frame of the attempted assassination is nothing short of proof that it was divine intervention. There's so much power in these photos. These are the most iconic photographs ever taken in American politics. Without question. Everybody's saying it. There's nothing short of divine intervention that Donald Trump is still alive. This country was an inch away from national catastrophe and a political future we don't ever want or fathom. Pray for our country. Life sometimes hangs in the balance with a head tilt. Without President Trump tilting his head at the last second, he'd be dead right now. Feels like divine intervention, honestly, says Robbie Starbuck. Divine intervention. Literally a fraction of an inch, the last millisecond, 100% divine intervention. If you are a believer, you know that God spared Donald Trump for a reason. Yes. New angle of the attempted Trump assassination shows the turn of his head at the very right moment. What do you think God had his hand over Trump today? Really remarkable. Just a tilt of the head, says Carrie Lake. God has bigger plans for President Trump. He has bigger plans for all of us. It's time we come together and save this country. Marco Rubio said God protected President Trump. This was a perfect take, and right away. I believe that this was God's hand and intervention, says David Harris Jr. Thank you, Jesus. The head tilt at the very end. Moments like this where God intervenes, a beam of light in your shooter's eye, a gust of wind against the bullet. Behold, a miracle. We all witnessed a miracle yesterday. People may think memes like these are corny. I think they're real. I think it's accurate. You know, I think it's accurate. There's no other way to explain it. Trump turns his head at the very last second. How would you explain it? How do you know miracles are real? Look how close the bullet was to ending Trump's life. If it hit him in the chest, in the throat, in the face, there would be no more President Trump today as I record this. This was a miracle. Just going to say it. A miracle, says some of Trump's oldest and longest serving advisors and Donald Trump's own family member, Laura Trump. Fear not, for I am with you, with a photo of Donald Trump protected. Donald Trump himself this morning saying God alone prevented the unthinkable from happening. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith, defiant in the face of wickedness. Our love goes out to the other victims and their families. We pray for the recovery of those who were wounded. The true character of Americans remaining strong, determined, not allowing evil to win. I truly love our country. I love you all. I look forward to speaking to you this week in Wisconsin. People are making AIs like this. Goodness. Donald Trump is safe. Donald Trump back in New Jersey. This is the footage of Trump getting off his plane late last night after the injury and after being wounded. But Donald Trump is walking. He is on his own, walking on his own fruition, and is able to do the stairs still after getting shot better than Joe Biden. I'll just say it. One of the biggest names last night on TV saying this is divine intervention was Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy saying, nope, this is God. There's no other way to explain it. And this is what Trump and his team are saying also.
Now, first of all, as we heard the story of that person, an innocent, enthusiastic rally goer who was shot and killed, first, our heart goes out to them and our condolences goes out to that family. But I should say this, Trace, is that I personally believe that God intervened today, not just on behalf of President Trump, but on behalf of our country. If you think about this, 1 centimeter's distance in the path of a bullet was the future of not only Donald Trump's life, but I think the life of the United States of America. Imagine what we would be talking about today were it not for a hair's length difference in the path of a bullet. And I think that that's frightening. And I think that this is a moment for us all to step back. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, voting for Biden, voting for Trump, it doesn't matter. This is a moment where if one positive thing comes out of this otherwise near tragedy, let it be this, that first of all, we saw a president, a commander-in-chief, who in his most vulnerable moment, you saw it unvarnished. He stood up, he took the fire, he took the hit, and still stood up for the people who he stepped up to represent. And I think the other thing we have to take away is that this is unacceptable in the United States of America. This is not who we are. Disagree or not, we settle our differences peacefully through free speech and open debate, not this way. And so if one silver lining comes out of tonight, let it be that. And I hope that we begin the process of healing as a country while avoiding what could have been a national disaster that really, without exaggeration, could spell the end of the United States as we know it had this gone a different direction.
This is my brain.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent clips in there. I want to digest some of that. Catching up in chat as we come back. Sleuth Mama, I said earlier, can't imagine going through that trauma and still doing a fist pump and talking to the crowd. No, it's awesome. Don Coher, Dokkan, 6049, complete failure of the Secret Service yesterday. By the grace of God, his protection service. I loved in the clip that Tim just played for us in the break media that he points out, who was that guy?
It's Benny.
Oh, Benny Goodman, right? Benny Johnson. Benny Goodman. That's. Yeah, there's a few images. Well, he pulled up the angel in there, but Benny Johnson pointed out that Trump does not normally use there's the one with the angel deflecting the bullet. That's phenomenal. Can you guys see it up there in the confidence monitor? I got to get the monitors worked out for before the show on Tuesday. I'll go live. Yes, the one that Jesus is standing.
I realized I wasn't on microphone. Hold
Yeah,
on.
the Jesus is standing above him.
I think he goes into that after. They had the high definition.
Well,
bullet.
there it is. There it is.
Yeah,
that
let's
one's
see if I can get
freaking phenomenal. I love that one right there. That one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Benny was pointing out that Trump doesn't always use the jumbotrons at these rallies.
Yeah.
And he decided to use the jumbotrons at this rally, and one of his oldest advisors, his longest and oldest advisors, said that at that moment that the shot was fired, he literally turned his head to look at the jumbotron, because they're off to the sides of him. He doesn't have a confidence monitor directly in front of him, so he's got to look to the side to point that out, and so at that very moment, that's when he went like this. And if you see him, he kind of reacts like something bit him. Right. It feels like, and then once the report of the gun, the sound hits him, and he realized what happens, and that's when he ducks, and then you see 2 Secret Service agents, jump on him, because that's what they're trained to do, is to shield him, to go over top of him and shield him. Is your mic? I think your your pack's off, Patrick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go, buddy. Sleuth Mama said he matches the building. She must be referring to somebody else.
Oh no, the clothes that the shooter was wearing,
the shooter
actually did blend into the building colors.
Yeah,
yes.
And she said he never went through puberty. So let's see. Papa Bob, you didn't get a heads up on the podcast. That's because we had a guest lined up, Papa Bob, and the dates were they didn't realize the date. And so we punted on the guest format. So I was late on posting it and getting any promotional stuff up there. But you're here now. And I'll say to everybody in there, I see there's a number of you in there, hit that Rumble thumbs up. Let's get those numbers jumped up there. Even you leftists can hit the thumbs up, because you know what? We're entertaining you, so you don't have to watch some woke stuff that gets you all excited tonight. What screen am I on? Oh, I guess I'm
not to worry. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump was mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful. It was mostly peaceful. Yeah. Only 2 people died.
Yeah. 2 people.
Yeah, I thought Patrick was saying there might have been a third.
There was 3 people that were shot.
Yeah.
The first person died there, I believe. Immediately. And then there were 2 other people that were severely injured. And a second, one of the 2 people has succumbed to their injuries.
Yeah. The shooter was almost decapitated.
Yeah. Could have happened to a better person to be decapitated.
Yeah, I know you don't like that picture of him laying there, but I do.
Well, I like the picture. I just don't know if it's
appropriate for the
family friendly. No, even though this fucking show's never family friendly. So I mean, there it is.
Unfiltered,
raw.
I like the picture of the flag flying in the form of an angel. That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, send that to me if you could.
Okay, I will. Where did I get it at? That was from. Yeah, I'll do it after the show, because it was sent to me by one of our audience members. See, they send me stuff sometimes with their real names.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to reveal, because they use their screen names.
Yeah.
And then I have to remember. I'm like, that one's your screen name, right? Yeah. Yeah, right there. I'll share that one with you, Patrick. There we go. Anyways, couple things I want to do. We talked about Secret Service failure, deep state. I think the consensus is that it's a deep state of some kind. There could have been just simply some failures, some stuff like that. But moving beyond that, who's really behind it? At least the shooter.
Yeah.
And what does it mean for us?
Well, I think that African-American gentleman in his car put it very succinctly, and it was basically saying that if they were successful, we'd be having a different conversation right now. If he had been assassinated, we could be in civil war.
Do you? That's my consensus and my thought. Do you think we would be? I had to assess it when I was listening. I went out today and I was driving, and I'm just listening to different people talking. And I thought about it for a little while, and I said, what would be my reaction? Now, you don't know ultimately until something actually happens, but you try to put some conjecture in there, try to speculate on what you might do. And I thought about it, and I said, would I be one of those people to immediately drive? And I said, number one, I know immediately one of the things I would do is I would walk in here and I would get on the air,
Right.
And I would try to speak to our community and say, exercise calm right now. Do not overreact, because if we overreact in this moment at this time, we give them the justification to lock us down, to institute martial law. Take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Take a minute, think. Not saying that we don't need to react. We will react, and it will be decisive. But in this moment right now,
well, you'll respond.
Pause. And we do that. And that's not a cowardly thing or any way not addressing the situation. That is something that if you're trained properly, you're trained to take and count to 10, right? You're trained to pause.
There's a difference between reaction and response.
Correct.
Yeah. So the thing is that there are going to be a lot of, the first thing that popped into my mind, and I work with a lot of course, biblically centered creative media types, is Revelation 13. Is that, there are those who don't like Trump that are actually, you can have different kinds of sects of people who are going to use these kinds of events for opportunities to rally up almost a cultish level of insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
They'll feds inside or whatever. There's opportunity whenever chaos arises, kind of thing. So what first popped to mind? There's a couple verses that have to do with deadly head wounds, et cetera, et cetera.
I saw my former family member post that one.
Yes.
And you know what I immediately thought?
Yeah.
I wanted to send former family member the clip that we use on the show on a regular basis.
Right.
I had to take the top of my head off.
Yeah.
See if I had a brain.
I had these terrible headaches, was diagnosed with having
it was a tumor.
Anyway, they had to take the top of my head off a couple times, see if I had a brain.
So I can take Trump getting clipped in the ear, which is not a deadly wound.
Well, no, but I'm saying in the moment when we didn't know. In that moment.
Yeah, in that moment.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, whenever you do that kind of conjecture and speculation without the facts in the moments.
Right. That's reacting, not responding.
Yeah. You're exactly right. And I could have easily sent it back to this former family member and said, what about Biden having his top of his head taken off by his own words?
Sure.
That's a wound.
Sure.
They actually had to use a saw and cut the top of his head off in his own words. Yeah. How is that not more weighty in your paradigm here of Trump getting clipped in the ear?
But when it gets you have to pick and choose what pearls you're going to cast and where of wisdom when you get 100%. Into these topics about
100%,
especially revelatory translation or revelatory interpretation.
Yeah, I can't stand that dynamic of.
Can't stand them. Yeah.
Well, I listened to. I remember who was it? Wilkerson. He was a Christian comedian years ago.
Oh yeah. Tim Wilkerson.
I thought it was Dave.
Jim Wilkerson.
Who was?
Did he have some songs? The ones about the money.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But he would say one of his jokes, and it was tongue in cheek, but he was like, nowadays he's like, you just pull out the book of Revelation and the newspaper at the same time and start doing cross references.
Right.
But people have done that.
Right.
Who was the big guy with the poofy hair and his wife?
Oh yeah. Close. You almost got it. The televangelists. He
had this whole show on all of this stuff. And he speculated for years. And you know how many times he was right? 0. Russia's the beast coming out of it, and he would go, Russia's
Right.
now the beast coming out of the north. And what do we have to say? Roxella or something
They
like that.
did
was her name?
yeah, that's the Gog and Magog prophecies.
It's like, dude, come
They
on.
attached.
Do you know what Revelation
Georgia to
says
that.
at the beginning of it? It says, "Blessed are those who read the words of this prophecy and take them to heart."
And understand. Yeah.
No, it doesn't say understand.
Well, to take them to heart in the first chapter.
Well, no, it doesn't say understand. It says take them to heart, meaning
In the NIV.
then you read the rest of the. What my whole point is, I said to the Lord, I said, I was like Kim Clement. I was a prophet who didn't understand or didn't like a couple of the prophetic books because people have distorted them so much. And every time there's a new war, and I go, okay, I've said this to people. I go, wait a minute. During World War II, do you think that those in Europe thought it was the apocalypse and the coming of Christ and all of this other stuff? Okay, so why all of a sudden? So that didn't happen, but now it's happening here. My whole point is that we want to frame things and draw on stuff, and yet the second and third chapter of Revelation to the 7 churches says, hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. When you read the first lines of Revelation and it says, blessed are those who hear the words of this prophecy and take them to heart. And then the very next 2 chapters, actually the first chapter continues talking about Christ and Christ Jesus and how awesome he is. And then you read the next 2 chapters and they're specifically pointed to the church hearing the voice of God so they know what's going on.
Right.
And then everything that transpires after that, Elaine Pagels does a phenomenal, her book, a book that she wrote, Breaking It All Down. She goes back historically and parallels the things that were happening during that exact time and how John, by the Spirit of God, was writing in a cryptic,
apocryphic.
Hidden apocryphal way so that the church could understand when they read it, but that the governing bodies who were opposed to the church didn't fully understand what he was writing so they could be encouraged and strengthened. Right.
Yeah.
And when we do the same thing where we speculate in the moments instead of having the full counsel of God and taking a moment, stepping back and saying, what do we got going on? So when I look at all of this dynamic and I tried to just think about it, I'm like, would I jump in my truck and make sure I had a card with some money on it and head to a rally somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Would I do this? Would I do that? And I go, no, the last thing that you want to do in a panic situation is change your behavior.
Sure.
Because that is the unknown element. When you change your behavior in a panic situation, you open yourself up to anything and everything because you've now deviated from your own natural habits, your natural, what's another couple of terms? Your natural habits, your natural instincts,
routines,
all of that stuff.
That brings up a point is that the reason why I made this statement about the biblical stuff is, and taking advantage of, whoever said it first, and it's quoted many times, never let a tragedy go to waste.
Rahm Emanuel said it last.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were saying, what would you do? You jump on the air, try to calm people down.
Exactly.
We were just saying, don't break from your routines, your habits, and that should check a lot of people in the spirit and say, stop rubbing your mic. That you should make people say, am I doing the study, the meditation, the investigation, the networking with people who have resources that I might need and have the proper stewardship of my time and efforts to be able to be in the right state of mind and place when tragedy hits, that I don't freak out and start looking for, how many scriptures are that say, many will come in my name, many false prophets will come in my name, saying that I am the Lord.
Yep.
And will deceive many.
Exactly.
And that verse has always been misinterpreted or greatly misinterpreted as fake Jesus is coming along saying that they are Jesus and will deceive many. But no, that verse is saying many will come and tell you that Jesus Christ that we know as our Savior is our Savior.
Yeah.
And they will deceive many. there were a lot of people that will come in the name of Jesus Christ that will profess a certain doctrine.
Yep.
And if you're not studying it, and this is where I understand you and I get in conversations where the guy I work for that does a lot of this Bible prophecy stuff, it's just not your calling to get into the weeds like he does.
Right.
Yeah, it's a different ministry, it's a different walk, it's a different and anyone that isn't studied up or I wouldn't say confident, I would say completed or made perfect in their understanding of what their calling and walk is in their biblical knowledge. They start then running after this, these things that false prophets and people are just screaming because the sky is falling, you're going to find yourself in a bad place without the right.
Again, we
tools.
played this guy from 3 months ago who accurately describes the attack. Larry admittedly said, I don't normally listen to that, but that guy literally does the hand motion of what Trump did.
And conspiracy theorists are going to rise. Yep.
Well, the
3
reason
months
I
ago, they heard about it, and that's why they hired this guy and planned to miss the shot and stun on purpose. And there's going to be a conspiracy nut out there.
I wasn't going
saying
there.
This was planned.
But my point is that I don't jump on everything, but I used to go to Kim Clement rallies. I listened to Kim Clement. Do you know he's the one that prophesied that Trump would serve two terms, and that he gives this whole prophetic word about, he literally says Trump will become a trumpet, and though he is not a praying man, he will become a man of prayer. And God says, I will take a simple stone. And Kim literally says, remember the name
Stone,
because Roger Stone is the one that finally said to Donald Trump, if you don't run for president, our country's gone.
Yep.
This is interesting. I was just.
What is it?
In front of me. It's on X. It's Donald Trump today went out and played 18 holes of golf.
Has he got a Band-Aid on his ear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's a guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a cart boy for Trump Bedmeister, where Trump played today, just about 16 hours after getting nearly assassinated. He was in high spirits, which was great. Took time to chat with a lot of the staff,
and
allowed us to follow him, allowed him for a bit. There was a decent big group with him. Anyway, I was able to watch him putt on the 9th green. He had about a 20-footer and probably 2 feet of break. Sure enough, he drains it and goes, difference between me and the shooter is I didn't miss. I got to say that one again. Sure enough, Trump says, as he drains it, the difference between me and the shooter, I didn't miss.
Right.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I said, I looked down there at everybody at a certain point and I said, you know what? After I saw him stand up and do that, I said, he's going to go golfing tomorrow, and he's going to have a phenomenal golf day. I did not know that he actually went golfing the next day, which today, and had a phenomenal golf game. It's well known that Donald Trump is a phenomenal golfer, could have been a pro.
Yeah, he beats pros all the time.
He beats pros all the time, and they're legitimately surprised. They're not giving him any quarter. They're not letting him beat them. They're playing him hard, and then he just sneaks up on him and takes him down. That's one of the reasons he went from owning hotels and other properties to building golf courses, is because he's such an avid golfer. He'll go do a rally and then go hit 18 holes and then do another rally and then another rally and then come back to dude. Go do. Patrick, you and I have never been, but I've been with a few of my buddies. I'm just getting into golf for the last couple of years. 18 holes is 3.5, 4.5 hours, depending on the course. It can be taxing.
Oh yeah, it'd take it out of you.
It'll take it out. I mean, especially
you got to walk like 5 miles.
Just being in
well, you're riding a cart, but I mean, you're still a lot of movement stuff. But it's
most boring sport I ever played in my life.
How many times did you play it?
Like 4.
Golf?
I actually
did you drink with anybody?
Yeah, I used to be. I used to be the assistant manager at Brayburn Golf Course, 5 Mile and Napier in Plymouth, and I had free lessons from the golf pro, and I'm like, I did like 5 lessons with him. I just handed him the club back. I said, dude, this sucks. I'd rather go like stick my head in a blender.
What? Why were you an assistant manager at a golf course if you didn't like golf?
Yeah, Larry.
Because I like making money.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school at the time, and being the assistant manager at a golf course gave you access to golf
Hot
cart
chicks.
keys. And wow.
He was just following the cart girl on the
Yeah.
ninth on the turn. That's all Larry was concerned with.
No, I was after the bartender.
Okay.
The bartender was
cart girl,
smoking
whatever.
hot. Yeah,
Whatever.
she was like 6 or 7 years older than me. Oh man, she was smoking hot.
Well, anyway,
Larry being led by his genitalia.
My words of warning in regards to the biblical stuff is there's going to be as the crazy times we live in get more and more crazy. I just wanted you to encourage people to guard themselves.
Yeah,
and
guard yourself.
Not be, what's the verse about
Reactionary.
Reactionary. What's the verse when Christ says, there will those who will say, the Lord is out in the desert.
Don't go out there. He's over here. He's over there.
Yeah. When he returns and you see him, I'm not a rapturist. I don't believe in a rapture. The clouds are going to split and it's going to be blatantly obvious.
Well, and part of the problem with the rapture, I won't even go into it tonight,
Yeah,
but
no.
part of that problem is it's that defeated, we got to wait for the world to all go to hell in a handbasket. Christ actually already paid for redemption. He's not coming back for redemption the second time. He's coming back for a righteous church that is empowered, that has
adorned
had victory.
Bride.
Yeah.
Fully adorned bride.
Coming back for a bride without spot, wrinkle, or any other blemish.
Yeah.
That's not a defeated chick. That's a chick that's as much as the woke tries to push it, there are some good legitimate movies out there with some badass chicks who kick ass that aren't being woke, who have to fight through some stuff. And you know what? That's who Jesus is coming back for, is a bride that kicked ass.
So that prophecy or the word that gentleman had about the grazing ear or the blown drum, and then the says that if Trump is now going to move even more, initially in his first campaign, his advisors and everyone was saying, no, you don't need to be evangelical. You get the support. You're getting the support of the church, because right now the situation we had in 2016. We need the junkyard dog who's going to just chase off these blue Dems and these rhinos, and he did. He was a surprise victory, and the left didn't see him coming. But now, him turning to more of an evangelical voice, I know people who he knows that the organization I mentioned repeatedly, the City Elders is a group that goes around that Trump knows and has said, cityelders.com. There will not be a political office in this country that takes office of a conservative candidate that does not go through a city elders group at some point. He's seen city elders and what they do, and they helped flip like 63 seats in Virginia 2 midterms ago. That's what they do. So I'm trying to get a group here. But Trump going more evangelical now, more Christ focused, it's not a bad idea.
Well, and again, I go back to I don't have it pulled up, but if we pulled up the Kim Clement prophetic word of Trump, the word that he gives about Trump is incredible. And he gave this word, I think, in 2014. And Kim was scheduled to meet with President Trump and came down with a brain tumor. I think his daughter believes this 100%, and so do I, is that he was actually poisoned by the CIA, injected. And he was at the airport and became physically ill and couldn't do it, and never ultimately met with President Trump, because President Trump was informed. He's like, there is a prophet from South Africa who now is a naturalized citizen, lives in California, who is prophesying about you. And he tuned in and he went, okay. And you hear the whole words of the whole prophetic word from Kim Clement. It's spot on. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. And there's the only thing that has not been fulfilled to this point of President Trump is the 2 terms. And that was something that really bothered me when the election was stolen
in 2020.
But then I realized that Kim didn't say serve for consecutive. He said 2 terms. And the reality is, if you didn't see, if Biden was not ordained by God to be in office through a stolen, fraudulent election, then we would not see the true colors of the destruction that they want to bring about to this nation and destroy it. And many people look at this and say, America was founded as a Christian nation. I disagree. It was founded by a lot of believers. They were not of all the same ideologies or understandings of Scripture. Many of them were very diverse. They had a lot of discussions about this. They were all deists, meaning they all believed in God, but how they approached that was not always strict Christianity. But here's the number one thing. They took the fundamental premise of Christianity, or should I say better, the fundamental precept of Christ is that he who the Son sets free is free indeed. But the caveat to that is you shall know the truth will set you free, right? So he who the Son sets free is free indeed. And the reality is they brought forth a nation of free people. And if you truly step into freedom, real freedom in your heart, mind, and soul, you will end up in the arms of Christ. There's no other religion. I don't even like to call it religion, but there's no other dynamic within the world that freedom moves you to. True freedom, experience true freedom, will lead you to the one true God, because that is his desire for all of us. In fact, Paul wrote that that Christ has set us free for freedom's sake. Christ didn't even set, you realize that lack of selfishness? Christ didn't even set us free to be obligated to him, because that would be another form of slavery. Paul said, I make myself a slave because of his own guilt at having persecuted the people of God. But that wasn't, he also understood that Christ set us free for freedom's sake. If I set you free for the sake of being free and you have no obligation to me, doesn't that make me want to freely be connected with you that much more?
Yeah.
That is the beauty of knowing Christ. Of you set me free so I can be free and do whatever. In fact, Paul pontificates about that. He's like, all things are permissible. I can do whatever I want, but it's not beneficial to me. I can do whatever I want, but if I go and kill that person over there, I'm going to be incarcerated by man. I'm going to be judged by man. So does that ultimately part of my freedom? No. So I could do whatever I want to a certain extent, but I'm going to ultimately be held accountable somehow, some way, because a man reaps what God cannot be mocked. Whatever a man sows, he's going to reap. So there's those dynamics. So I look at a prophetic word about Donald Trump, and I look at who he's become, and I love, they don't put it out there enough because it is a private thing. But when he's surrounded, he loves. This is Tim knows this from city elders, and we know this from another a number of other. He loves whenever he gets around past anointed men and women of God.
Oh yeah,
he loves.
Yeah.
To get into a posture and have them lay hands on and pray for you. In fact, I think I don't know who Alex Jones was talking to, but he was talking with somebody, a guest that was on the show. And they were confirming that Donald Trump, he's never been a drinker. He loves the presence of the Holy Spirit, so much so that when he gets around a group of preachers, he asks them to lay hands on him and pray for him, because he gets electrified by the anointing and power of God that comes over him when they pray for him. That's the man of God. That's the man that God has raised up to be the leader of this nation. Joe Biden had to be there so that we could see the depths of the depravity and the deep state and the swamp, so that when Trump steps into his second term, he cleans it up.
It's all been exposed now.
Yeah.
If you can't see it, it's because you don't want to see it.
Correct. Absolutely. 100%.
They call that willingly ignorant.
Willingly ignorant. Right. Look at this. Cut to this. I want you guys to see this. This is not necessarily Donald Trump praying.
No, he's
but this is a gorgeous shot of Donald Trump surrounded by his Secret Service.
How'd they get that?
Somebody with a cell phone.
It was, yes. That would have been from his right side stage, probably somewhat behind the stage, because he had the people that were right behind the actual stage.
I kind of like it, but I don't like it because I don't like seeing him hurt.
Well,
true. Yeah. True. I get that. But right there, I want to know at that moment.
Sure.
What's because he's there and he's probably talking to one of the Secret Service agents saying, I'm fine. We don't know. He could be saying, Lord, you know. In fact, did you look for it?
What?
The Kim Clement prophecy?
I saw a couple compilations, but I don't have the ability to listen to them to review them.
Okay.
But
I just wanted to see. There should be a short clip. It's like a 45-second, maybe 30.
Well, no, the videos I found, there was some 2015 stuff, some 2011 stuff that was in the same video, but I couldn't hear it to review it.
Okay. Because one of the things that I want to confirm, I believe Trump says that though he is not, when he takes office, I will fill him with my spirit.
Well, the prophetic role he's taken on, according to the Jews, is Cyrus for Israel, the not Jewish king that gave the Israelites their freedom back.
Yeah.
And in fact, they minted a coin with Trump and Cyrus on the coin.
Yep.
But that's a whole other topic, because if Jews aren't for Jesus, they're not allies. So the concept of his role prophetically, actually, it's kind of funny. They're still fighting against. He's the guy that took out Jezebel. He's the guy that
flang her down.
What?
They flang her down.
Yeah, they flang her down.
They flang her down
out of a window, and she was
out of a window, and they flang her down
eaten with dogs, which is hilarious. Not hilarious, but when he took out the whatever it is, the what would you call that train of murder spree that was the campaign known as the Clintons. So when he beat Hillary, he was seen in a biblical role as basically the one that kills Hillary was in that role of want to do that when that story when Jezebel is thrown out of the window, she's eaten by the dogs.
That was the prophetic word from Elijah saying that should be eaten.
That week she was beaten. Do you know there was a whole thing in the news about the blue dogs of the Democratic Party eating her alive when she lost?
I did not know that.
Yep.
One of our people direct messaged me watching the show, said they love this photo because, and I didn't notice this until they pointed it out.
Yeah.
In this photo with Trump there, look at his hat. The flag on his hat is upside down, which the upside down American flag is a sign of distress.
You're not on the photo.
I'm on it. I can see it up there.
Oh, wait. Where's his hat?
Right there, above his hand. See the stripes? That is the stripes of the American flag. Right above his thumb, between his thumb and his first finger.
I'm going to have to go to a bigger screen. I'm going to small screen over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The blue field of stars is behind his index finger.
The blue field, yeah. So that tells you that it's upside down.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, distress. Yeah.
In distress.
Wow,
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a little bit bigger picture on that one. Larry, is that what you just showed me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll pull that up here. Larry just sent me another one as we're getting.
Jim and Tammy Baker were mentioned in chat. I still want to remember who that big white-haired TV evangelist was.
It'll come to me in a minute. So this from Fox News. Biden says politics must never be a literal battlefield or killing field. Is this the same fuck who said something about F-16s? Do you got an F-16?
Yeah.
You got your ARs, you got your guns, but how does that going to fare against F-16s? Because that's what we got. Yeah. I used a much deeper manly voice than he did when he did it. We got an F-16. We got. I got 2 words for you. Predator drones. I'm not joking. In his post-Trump shooting address. Listen, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you what. Sometimes you gotta. You just can't go and shoot people. I didn't authorize that directly or indirectly. I didn't say. He
looks like a puppet.
Dude, he does with his hands up.
Yeah.
He's like, did Where's my? This man. I want to be a real boy one day. I'm not lying. My nose. Yeah. I'm building several tables out of the nose that keeps growing out of my face. Lots of legs. I just keep cutting the nose off once it gets to a certain length because I'm a liar.
Does he say anything in this address that actually?
I don't. God, do we even wanna?
Yeah.
Listen, man.
No, you don't want to. What's that say?
Good afternoon.
I got Merrick Garland.
Last night,
Camel of the
I
Horde.
spoke with Donald Trump. I'm sincerely grateful that he's doing well and recovering. We had a short but good conversation. Jill and I are keeping him and his family in our prayers.
Former babysitter.
We also extend our deepest condolences.
Yeah, like Joe
to the
Biden
family of the
prays.
victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being shot. He lost his life. God love him. We're also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured. We're grateful to the Secret Service agents and other law enforcement agencies and individuals who risked their lives literally for our nation. As I said last night, there's no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter. An assassination attempt is contrary to everything we stand for as a nation, everything. It's not who we are as a nation. It's not America. And we cannot allow this to happen. Unity is the most elusive goal of all, but nothing is important than that right now, unity.
Nothing is important.
We'll debate and we'll disagree.
As important as that.
That's not going to change, but we're going to not lose sight of the fact who we are as Americans. Look, Vice President Harris and I were just briefed in the Situation Room by my Homeland Security team.
He made it,
including the director of the FBI,
about 60 seconds
Secretary of
before he
Homeland
started
Security,
to
the Attorney General,
trip up on his
Director
own
of the
words.
Secret Service,
Listen,
my
man.
Homeland Security Advisor, the
Well, he's
National Security
teleprompting.
Advisor.
Hey, look, man.
And we're going to continue to be briefed. The FBI is leading this investigation, which is
Oh, I
still
have
in its
confidence in
early
that.
stages.
FBI leading the
And yet
investigation.
any information about
They'll
the motive
figure it
of
out.
Yeah, they'll
know
figure it
who he
out.
is.
James
Urge
Comey
everyone-
in charge of the
Everyone,
investigation.
please,
Yeah.
don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job.
Oh,
And
wait.
important agencies-
Pause it. I got to pause right there.
Pause it, yeah.
Don't make assumptions about his
Right.
political affiliation because it'll point back to us.
Yes.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not make assumptions about his political
Good
affiliation.
job.
By the way, the
I'm
pastor was it
instructed
Jack
that
Van
this
Impe.
investigation
Oh,
be
Van
thorough
Impe.
and swift. And the investigators will
There
have
was Jim and
every
Jan
res-
Crouch.
I always liked the Crouches,
Crouches were good.
but they always had him on there, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, Van Impe was the one.
I'm
that-
concerned them staging an attempt on him and blaming it on the conservatives.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the words that I heard today. Not a prophetic word, but one of the things that
Who was saying that?
Mike Adams on Natural
Mike
News.
Adams was,
yeah,
yeah.
Mike Adams on Natural News was on a Bandot video thing, and I initially tuned into it because he was breaking down the bullet. He was breaking down the audio of the bullet, and he did a phenomenal job. But then he played some of the clips, and he did this, and he said, had this been successful, I believe that they would have staged an assassination attempt on Biden. And at that point, that's all they need, the catalyst to do martial law, to lock everything down, suspend the elections. And then it's exactly what Vivek said. When he pointed out, he's like, look, we were within centimeters, just an inch of not only losing Donald Trump, losing the country.
Pretty much.
Because if they take out that icon of making America great, who fills those shoes? Now, I could see Vivek, General Flynn, a few other people stepping into that role, but not with the momentum, not with the prowess, not with the track record of Donald Trump.
No. Right.
Okay. He is God's man in the arena in this hour to do what he's doing. God always raises up a Moses somewhere to step up and be that icon, be that savior, right? Not the savior, not Christ, but a savior. There's always been multiple saviors throughout society that God raised up to be that person see, Christ is raised up to be crucified. Moses was raised up to lead. There are other people that have been raised up throughout history to lead.
Well, Daniel before him, the archetypes.
Absolutely.
Of all, Abraham before that, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so there's
Those
these
archetypes.
dynamics. Trump is the man that God has anointed to be the savior of this nation and the world. Look what he did in his first term. And they tried to torpedo it with a fake pandemic.
Yep.
And they're trying to do everything they can
And the
now.
Russia thing.
Russia bullshit. What has Trump said? Because he can back it up. I just did a Biden moment. You see that? He can back it up. Listen, man,
I've had a Biden moment before.
He can back it up, man.
I had a Biden moment after yesterday's party where I tripped going upstairs.
Well, that was after a couple bottles of wine, so we'll forgive you. This guy does it when he's sober. Should I finish the thing or just move on? I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to do that.
I'm about to go have some of the cake that's left over.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So let's do this. Stronger than ever. Fight. What do you guys think? Final thoughts on all of this? I'm going to check on the chat while you're thinking of your final thoughts. Let me check on the chat real quick because I know everybody's chiming in. I love it.
Yeah,
appreciate everybody up there.
You want to read?
Is there some you saw? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, just the most from it's a different color. I can't see who that is. Sleuth Mana?
Yeah. Sleuth Mama.
Sleuth Mama. Yeah.
Sleuth Mama, yeah.
It's a purple on my black screen. I can see it. Yeah, the most frustrating thing is I keep hearing this. We don't know what the motive is for the shooter.
Yeah,
and it's the
we
point
know
being
what the motive is.
It's positively 100%.
It's kill the guy who wants to restore freedom instead of.
Do they think he was mad because he didn't get the right flavor ice cream at the Dairy Queen?
That's happened. Did you see the latest trans shooting where the chick killed her mom and dad and the he, she, they, them killed their parents?
She couldn't get the right flavor ice cream?
I don't know if it was flavor of ice cream, but it was, a disgruntled whack job, probably on several.
The one that apologized and said she wouldn't do it again?
Maybe.
I swear I will not kill my parents again.
Right.
Because they're already dead and gone.
I've been listening. There's a new person that I was.
Well, I mean, if they don't know what sex they are, maybe they don't realize that you can't kill somebody twice.
That's true.
I've been listening to a new person on that I've turned on to.
Did they have cat ears?
No, they did not. But they may have some hidden in the closet. But I'm coming out the closet. Anyways, I've been turned on to a newer person. I won't say who it is until I do a whole bunch more listening, but I love the beginning. National, a best-selling author, all this stuff. I was listening to one podcast and they said one of the things that woke them up, among many things, they had a guy, she was contacted, they had a guy that was struggling with a little bit of depression at work, a little bit of depression, anxiety. 6 weeks later, his wife finds him in the garage, hung himself. You know what they did? Put him on antidepressants, which in the jacket of the antidepressants in the literature, it says may cause suicidal tendencies. Another person that she cites in that moment when she's given that little bit of dialogue, she says another person, her husband killed their child, beat the child to death.
Wow.
On a bunch of pharmaceutical drugs.
Right.
And so you've got all these trans people being hopped up on these pharmaceutical drugs. Of course they're going to commit violent acts. Do you think the dude that we showed the picture of that took a shot at Trump and killed 2 people and wounded others was not on a pharmaceutical drug? I guarantee it. I'm waiting for that because Fox and, of course, all the other liberal media are bought and paid for. So they're not going to promote that. But you know what? We're going to find out from some actual media, some actual good conservative media, that they were on it. The Uvalde shooter on depression drugs. Yeah. All of these trans people on transition and depression drugs. Yeah. Those drugs are a major part of the problem. They're getting these people to the point where their conscience is seared to where they don't have a pause or a stop mechanism, but they have a go ahead and do it. It removes that blocker, that true blocker in there. Absolutely. Anything else? Yeah, Captain Redbeard trying to push peaceful citizens to war, and then bringing the blue hats. What does he mean by blue hats? What could he ever mean? I know that, Larry. I was being. You're always the guy that had to raise his hand and blurt out the questions.
And the answers.
Yeah, blurt out the question. Yeah, the answers.
They're going back and forth in chat. They're not understanding. The shooter killed 2 people.
Oh yeah,
There was a second person who did die.
There were
from
2
their
people
injuries.
that were severely wounded. One of those 2 people has succumbed to their injuries. So yes, there was one killed immediately.
Yeah.
Another person has died as a result of their wounds.
Well, there's one killed immediately, one killed shortly thereafter with return fire, and then one died later.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm counting the shooter. So 3 died, 2 injured.
If you have a link
in
to that,
stable
8 of 9,
condition.
I will stand corrected. If you have a link to that there actually are 2.
I heard there was a
the
second
2 are
that died.
in stable condition.
There was like almost
I
there was half dozen that were injured.
I heard one of them died.
One of the people in okay. We'll vet that out. That's not going to make or break us. All right. Who wants to start with some final thoughts?
Okay.
I am out of. If anyone would like to donate to the show some card stock, I am currently out of card stock and haven't made it over to Staples in a while. So
I was wondering where you picked it up.
We get the flim. Last time I got it from like Walmart. I was in there and just grabbed some, but it was like just a small ream of.
Yeah.
He's reaching for a pen. Oh, Larry.
Yes.
How dare you reach or scratch yourself? Don't fucking Larry. Oh my God. I'm gonna mute you.
Well, final thoughts.
Yeah.
This is a tragedy, but we also knew that it was a very, very, permanent thing
real
that might
possibility.
happen. Yeah, real possibility.
Yeah.
And my concern is that it may inspire others. And so as a result, he needs to be vigilant to make sure that he's protected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do have a concern that the CIA is compromised.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem to be an entity in themselves, and they do what they want.
100%.
Well, I would say both the CIA and the
CIA and FBI.
All right,
100%.
Yeah.
But CIA,
trust either one.
to Patrick's point, the CIA got into a position really during Vietnam to fund themselves. And once they had their own money and didn't have to ask Congress for their money, and they could do it through drugs and all sorts of stuff, they have become their own dark deep state entity. Continue, sir.
Well, so the only thing I do believe that if this happens, if Trump gets taken out, our country's over. I just completely, entirely believe that. So I could be wrong, but I don't believe it. I think that we'd have some real problems. I believe I'm in good company with that thought.
Yeah.
Because other folks have voiced the same opinion. I think that he needs to be vigilant, and we've got to bring down the rhetoric. I believe that the Democrats have already started down that path. Of canceling their negative rhetoric about Trump and the Republicans, et cetera.
I will give that to the Democrats. The one thing they are good at doing is dictating what is acceptable to be said and when.
Yeah. Wrapping up
to their own troops.
Yeah, well, if they didn't,
We're going to let him speak now.
base their ideology on lies, it'd be completely different.
True. Larry, final thoughts.
You need to cue me.
I know.
The overhead
I know.
camera is now working.
I was trying to point to Patrick
so
to
from
do
now
this.
on, just open production note for even the viewers to hear. Before you sign, tell me to go to the overhead shot.
There we go.
There's because we
There
want
we
to
go.
make a.
All right, give it
video-
here. I'll sign it now,
Yeah,
and
there
then
you
we'll be good. Because I'm the one that likes that overhead shot.
That overhead. It looks like I need to white balance it though. It's a little amber.
So is it time for my final thoughts now?
Yes, Larry, go.
Yes, you can talk.
So
right, cut his
I
mic.
think everybody needs to just calm down and sit back.
Calm the down
and watch what happens.
Yeah.
And you know, we're going to see if the Democrats are actually going to keep their words. My bet is no, that they'll be back to spreading the same types of hate, lies, misinformation, and fake news is that they have done for as long as I can remember as an adult.
Well, Trump is definitely calmed down. He was on the golf course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Upcoming shows. James Keenan, you remember the author we had on? He has a new book out. He is sending it to the show for our review. And when I get it, we'll go through it, and he'll be coming back on the show.
Okay.
More immediately, we will be having Senator Jim Runstead has agreed to come on the show. He was supposed to be here today, but a scheduling conflict actually has him at the RNC convention. So we will be rescheduling with him. He is going to be dropping a series of, shall we call them, should I say explosive information? Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know. He is going to be exposing corruption in Lansing on both sides. What he has experienced throughout his career.
Well, that would be good.
And
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, he's in his last term. He can't run again. He's not running for a higher office, so he is going to.
No holds barred now.
He's going to tell us all everything he knows about the inner workings of Lansing and all the corruptions on both sides.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, and Tuesday night, we will have Nick Gary chiming in live from the convention.
Oh, we got to coordinate that.
We're going to coordinate that.
Okay.
Didn't you
All
see?
right.
Didn't you get my text today asking for a phone number?
I did not.
I
didn't get that.
Smacked.
Okay. So there it is. We got a lot of exciting stuff. A lot of things happen in our community. I will say this once again as we close out the show. Keep your head about you. Be wise. Take a minute. I have taught in the past, developed and taught a whole 15-week series class about spirit-led leadership. And the first 7 weeks of that class is in James chapter 1. Be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Be slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to become angry. In those moments, you pause, you assess, you don't react rashly. In fact, throughout Proverbs, it talks about how that do not make friends with a hot-tempered man, because you will learn his ways and get yourself ensnared.
I haven't heard the ring of truth in a while.
It was a good ring. Well, sometimes the buttons don't work. Tim's working on that. But what we need to do is keep level heads, assess all the information, communicate with each other, have our groups of trust that we coordinate with, that we have plans of action, just like you should have a plan in your own home of fire escape or
a go bag,
stuff like that. We also have to have it in our community. And I have a number of people that we connect with that we have plans of action. And so those are dynamics that we need to incorporate and work through, because we don't know what could happen. Nobody, of course, the Democrats were calling for it, and there were people that were warning about it. But until it actually happened where President Trump was shot at and people died, you don't know how you're going to react or what your response is going to be. And we need to be calm in those moments, because our calmness in that moment may be the difference between overreaction. I remember during 9/11, this is real quick. There was somebody, I believe it was Arizona, could have been New Mexico, but somewhere there, right after the towers were hit. And then it was reported that it was 19 terrorists, Muslim terrorists. There was a Sikh, which is an Indian from India, in a turban at a gas station, who was shot and killed by a whack job who felt he was getting revenge on the Muslim community for the tower attacks that day. That person had nothing to do with anything there, was not Muslim, or may have been Muslim, but he was from India. He was not from the Middle East. and he was gunned down because somebody overreacted. So I implore our community, have a plan of action, be wise, don't overreact, and above all,
Blame Jeremy.
get into a place of prayer on a regular basis. Get into a place of prayer. And I will ascribe like a couple of ministers that I've watched over the years that I actually like and can tolerate. Not just tolerate, I enjoy a couple people, not a lot. Figure out what your prayer is. And by that, I mean, the one preacher I used to listen to, he said, I don't pray for a long time, but I'm always in a place of prayer. There are some people that are in a place that go into places of prayer. You got it, Patrick. That freaking fly at the end of the show tormenting us.
Awesome sauce.
Figure out what your prayer time is. Are you a person that prays throughout your day and doesn't really
It's a conversation.
sit down and have
relationship with the Lord? You're always in conversation.
Always in conversation, always in prayer.
Versus an intercessory. I used to lead the intercessory prayer warriors for my college group in Arizona.
Yep.
Those prayers are like a professional athlete need to be trained for and
Correct.
to do battle.
Correct.
And understand you will be counterattacked and your family will be counterattacked and the weakest link in your social network will become a target. So you got to prepare that.
So be a person of prayer, whether that's praying throughout your day, whether that's taking times at the beginning of your day and then being conscious of what the Lord may say to you. Do that. Because that's going to be the deciding factor. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, they're the sons of God. The amount of time that you're in prayer, whatever you're doing with that. And being a person of prayer doesn't make you a perfect person. I talk to my hockey guys all the time. All my hockey guys, whenever we have a situation where one of our buddies is diagnosed with cancer or dealing with something or whatever, I say, guys, this is how easy it is to pray, because they're all conscious of God. There are no atheists in there. They're all conscious of God, but they're a bunch of beer drinkers and partiers and rabble rousers and hockey players and stuff like that. So they live their life. I said, but when you think of that person, when that person comes to your mind out of the blue, you weren't thinking about them, but all of a sudden they come to your mind, that's your opportunity. That's God bringing them to your remembrance. And you know what you do in that moment? You simply say, Lord, I lift up this person before you because you brought them to my remembrance. Period. That right there changes the atmosphere, changes the presence. It's powerful. We all do that. We start to change the world for better. Amen. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. Love you all. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for more exciting stuff. And with that, we are out of here.
With an email address, if you want to contact the show hosts, including Larry, or actually it's only Larry, but then he tells us whether or not there's his email address. We pop up the QR codes for donation and to buy Jeremy his hard stock paper. There is the PayPal and the Square. You can screenshot both of those, and away we go.
This is my brain.
Dad, that's an egg.
Yeah, that's an egg.
Honey,
Dude.
that's an egg.
Seriously.
That's an egg.
It's a metaphor.
It's still an egg.
That's an egg.
I would challenge you.
It's an egg.
I know my brain is not actually an egg, okay? It's a metaphor.
Metaphor. No, that's not your brain.
It's just an egg.
Una cerveza para mí. My egg is my brain.
Can I at least have some bacon, maybe some sausage with that egg, though?
Oh, I want some bacon.
I want crepes.
Have some bacon and pancakes with that egg.
I'll take it with cheese.
Extra large brown cage-free eggs.
Can I have your brain with hot cakes?
A sausage and a little toast and potato.
That would be great.
Does it have antibiotics?
I don't know, man. I'm not good at this shit.
Well, they got to be able to resist some diseases.
You resist the disease.
Has it got any hormones?
Maybe. It's cage free.
Vegetarian?
Maybe.
Are they vegan?
No, I eat steak.
Never apologize and never explain.
Never apologize. Yeah.
Never apologize and never explain.